Last we left off, the three members of the Shinies, one of whom is off MIA doing personal business. Um, Three members of the Shinies, Ricky, Tyler, and Marge, were standing outside the sewer entrance where your colleague Morgan Formy Tencard had told you was the way to get into the dungeon beneath the sea. Dr. Ethan Blagg had pointed out was the likeliest way to find a means of rupturing the Necropancer's magical force field. On the other hand, in doing so, Morgan said that he was going to have to call in a favor to get you guys into the city, or the dungeon rather, because without any explanation, Randy had taken a spill. Once you got to a door, Elephantum materialized and slid through the physical door, put Randy back on his stool, and pushed a button which opened it. So you are able to now get into the dungeon beneath the city, using Morgan's entrance, that is. Doing so, incurred a little bit of a quid pro quo debt for having Morgan call in his favor with Elephantum, and had to catch Winged Snake live and bring it back to him, which was a surprisingly easy task, and only one person got bit, and he didn't even get poisoned. After catching the snake and putting him in a dog crate inside of a opaque bag, actually no, it wasn't a bag, it was wrapped in a bed sheet, wasn't he?
Parker's bed sheet.
Yeah.
Parker's going to need some new crab bed sheets.
Toted the snake back out to the surface, called Morgan over, and hired up Dave, the dropped driver, who was rather upset at the idea of transporting a snake, but Marge bribed him with a 20% tip and a 5-star rating on Yark.
You know, I forgot the name of our favorite drop driver. Is it Pascal, Francois? What is it?
Your drop driver is Dave.
Dave? Okay.
Dave,
Let me write that down for a change.
Yeah, very, very simple, Dave.
Why did I think he was French?
I
thought he had a different name too from a while back, but
I was really feeling Francois, but okay.
Nope, here we go. From the official.
Oh no, we're not saying you're lying. Don't worry.
Or are we?
No accusations. Oh god.
I mean, we already know this Dunjong can't be trusted.
But you also might have forgotten about Latoya, the Comic-Con costume stall.
Oh, absolutely forgot about her.
Custom cosplay. CCLLC. And poor bitch. So after Dave has been bribed to take Morgan back to the Nuclear Particle Accelerator Research Laboratory in order to turn in his specimen to Dr. Ethan Blagg, you are standing next to a sewer entrance with the manhole cover pulled open at around 10 in the morning. What would you like to do?
Dive in.
No, I want an umbrella. Because that's the one note I took. My notes from last session were we want to find magic items that can, and then I have a picture of what looks like a wristwatch. Bust a magic force field in the dungeon. And then I wrote, I need to write with a pencil. So apparently there were some ones that were rolled.
Was that you need to write with a pencil?
Yes. And then I wrote the flying snake is in the dog crate, and then I wrote umbrella. So that's basically the last session.
Well, that's better than that one time you just wrote lyrics.
Well, I wrote something incomprehensible the session before that. We still don't know what it meant.
Something about Russicon, yeah.
Yeah, Russicon.
Oh, yeah. Russican Jewel, that's what it was.
Russican Jewel.
Russican Jewel.
It was so incomprehensible. Google was actually came back with 0 results. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Google's like,
Not
these are
even
not
like a
words in any
suggestion.
language. I thought for
Yeah,
sure we would
Google-
find something about rusticants. You know, like it was
It's a
obviously
type
an
of
opposite
Italian
word.
bread.
It's a pastry.
It's a pastry, yeah. It's definitely a pastry.
It's like Swedish.
Google repeatedly tried to get me to tell me that I meant Russian food, and I had to
Yeah.
aggressively tell. But an important thing that happened last week. You stopped at the affordable pizza parlor before going into the dungeon, and now have a partially consumed full English breakfast pizza,
That is true, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's legit.
which is now a soggy, disturbing mess. Like it was awesome at the fresh, but does not keep well.
Now it's questionable.
Lots of grease and other fluids.
Based off of our experience with a flying snake, a polydactyl, I think is what you were calling it,
Mm-hmm.
which always reminds me of cats with too many fingers.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is, I forgot to mention the story behind it, but when it was registered as a potential new species, the name was listed as polydactyl, with the intent meaning many-winged, but whoever did it had their Latin wrong and forgot that dactyl was finger and ptero is wing, so it actually been a polypteros if it was many-winged, but it was already registered, so now a 8-winged snake whose Latin name is many.
Many fingers.
That's just, a finger is just a skinny hand.
Just think Hannibal Lecter, with the 6 fingers. That's
Self
it.
similarity is totally.
No, I do. I think of cats every time you say that, like with like cute little extra toes. Oh,
If I remember correctly, I read somewhere that polydactyly is most common in cats,
oh
as
yeah,
opposed to any other.
absolutely. Bam! They just throw those extra little toes on.
Yeah, extra
Yeah,
toe
like,
beans
woo!
everywhere.
Woo, toe beans. Here, you have a toe bean. You have a toe bean. Everybody gets toe bean.
There's lots of toe beans in that pizza. Well, regular beans. But once you cut that pizza,
Oh,
the
this
bean
has
juice.
suddenly made the full English pizza so much worse. I don't want toe beans on my pizza.
Well, that's what I'm saying is you got the baked beans, but once you cut the pizza, then the bean sauce starts getting into the crust. That's where the problem comes
You know,
in. Is you got to.
As people
Plus
who
there's
eat the fancy
sausage on
beans,
it.
us fancy bean eaters, we call that bean liquor.
Like extra fancy beans.
The extra fancy beans are artisanal, not recombinant, are heirloom beans. The juice is called liquor. I mean liqueur.
Bean liqueur.
Bean liqueur. Just an aside. This is telling me because I'm scared to go back in this dungeon.
Apparently.
Anything but to go in the dungeon because it's gonna kill us. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. It's gonna do bad things to us.
We can't die. Don't worry.
I don't know.
All right. Ricky's
I-
first in. He
I have
jumps on the ladder.
No, wait. I have to get an umbrella, which is going to have that little extra shielding. So, because there were things dropping on our heads, weren't there? I mean, I'm
Snakes,
sure it was
apparently.
important enough for me to not take notes about it.
Polydactyls. Polydactyls were supposed to come from above.
They
like,
come from
sneakily.
above. And it'd be harder for them to get under an umbrella like immediately to go to give you a
Right.
hickey. And I was also thinking about like changing it to a turtleneck. I feel like the way our life is going now, a turtleneck jumpsuit is the right look.
It shows him online. You're online, but
I think I have returned.
You have
you
returned.
Yeah, I was about how previously in the past there were 2 times where we had stalled at the beginning. So pizza aside.
Yeah, this is just the fear. But yeah, can we just assume that Marge has stopped off at an elephant world and she's got an turtleneck jumpsuit and an umbrella, and then they've emotionally prepared and they're headed back into to the dungeon.
Okay. Is there any standard equipment that Shota would like to acquire or Tyler would like to acquire?
Tyler will refill his jalapeno popper cozy
Okay.
because I'm sure there was some nervous snacking during their first foray, even though they'd already had all
Let's see
that
what I
pizza.
have.
I will be a
I
kind
mean, I'll
DM
take an
and remind
umbrella.
you that the
I
one
mean, yeah.
I'll
on the
take an
umbrella.
umbrella. If there was an extra umbrella, I'd take
I mean,
one.
Tyler has an umbrella too, but he
Okay,
doesn't
so
change
3
his
umbrellas.
jumpsuit.
That's
Okay, 3
about it.
umbrellas.
There's nothing else I can think of.
He's still got a pop
Well,
collar on his jumpsuit.
well, one thing that I will remind you that you mentioned last week is a tarp.
Oh yeah, I
Because you
think the
could,
tarp was like,
the idea being that you could have stretch the tarp over, 2 people hold the tarp up and then have a third person in the center tapping along with the stick and checking for traps. And since you were using the bed sheet, which is now containing the snake, you no
oh
longer
yeah.
have one.
So yeah, tarp. They got tarps at Elephant
Well,
World,
no, yeah,
right?
but we have umbrellas now, so the tarp is.
Yeah, like the umbrella is kind of the tarp purpose.
Okay, y'all must not live in a high wind area. You know that umbrella ain't gonna last
Well, sewers don't
against the
have
Is
dive
there
bombing
wind in the
snake.
high
dungeon?
wind.
Well, no, just
Is
'cause
he telling? Is he giving us the dungeon forecast?
no, I'm just telling you, like
High winds.
umbrellas are made with like the lightest weight aluminum possible, and like you look at it the wrong way when it's opened and it's destroyed.
It's good enough for Shota.
Yeah, it's good enough for March too.
All right, but yes, there are tarps at Elephant World. You can get. How many tarps do you want to have? We'll put it that way. And
We'll
what
just
size?
we'll just get like one tarp that's big enough to tent.
Like, what is the standard tarp? Is it 8 by 10?
They're usually like 12 by 16, I think.
Yeah, big enough to
Yeah,
cover a decent sized room
like a
for
picnic
painting
table.
purposes. Oh, you think like a tablecloth for a picnic table?
Well, no, like for camping, we usually buy them. I usually buy one for camping, and you put it over your picnic table to keep rain
Or you
away.
put it under the tent?
Sometimes, but if you put it under the tent, it can pool water as well, and then
Yeah,
you're
then
sleeping
you
on.
catch the water and it becomes a nice
Yeah,
little pool instead of absorbing into the ground.
Yeah.
yeah. Trenching is much better.
And
You know,
delaying
Shota's been
doom
camping when he
continues.
was delaying the dungeon. You know, in Shota's time as a scout, he learned these things
Right.
about camping.
So whatever size tarp you want to get, just make sure you make a note of it on the sheet because it may come into play later on. I don't know. I
Let's
don't
just
know.
say
We
it's
don't know.
10 by 10.
Sure, 10 by 10 tarp.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is everyone got an umbrella. Um, Shota, did you get a turtleneck or did it was March?
No,
Okay. And Ricky's
it
got
doesn't fit with
his.
my Ricky. Yeah, it doesn't fit with my outfit. So
Plus, you got the trench coat. You can just pop the collar on there.
yeah, it's my
And
duster jacket.
maybe some cheap aviator sunglasses to complete the look.
Might is in a low light environment usually not a good combination.
I was just looking at some fashion there. It's just a fashion tip.
He's going for a Devil May Cry Ninja Turtle, not Sergeant Slaughter.
Oh, do we need a light source? Maybe that is important. I don't think we had one before, did we?
Yeah,
one of you had
we
a
brought
flashlight.
Yeah, I had a flashlight.
You
I
have
don't
a
remember who it
flashlight?
was, but
I
at
had a
least
flashlight.
one person had a flashlight.
I have it
Maybe
written
we'll
on
get
my,
one other flashlight. I know that Tyler's going to continue working his pole. But, yeah, let's say Marge get one of those, get a flashlight as well.
While you're in the camping section, do you want to get one of those strap?
A strap on? What?
Yeah, it's an elastic band that wraps around your head, and it's got basically puts a halogen flashlight at the center of your forehead.
Oh, like a minor thing?
A headlamp is what he's saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
A headlamp?
without the
Ah,
helmet.
no, because I think the umbrella's going to be over it and would be like blocking the light, and I think having the I mean, I see where you're going. You know what we really need is to adapt our superhero costumes so that we have like bracelets or something that can like beam light without actually keeping our hands occupied. Or it would really have been helpful if her ivy was like
If we had a magic
phosphorescent.
spell called light.
Yeah, why aren't we clerics?
Well, put in the whiteboard for your viewing pleasure assorted headline from Google Images.
It,
Oh my god, the fourth one looks like Liam a little bit.
It really kind of
Just like
does.
fatter cheeks.
oh, I like the blue one. The blue one looks nice.
But yeah, they're dirt cheap, and
I mean, that would be like better than sunglasses for like the whole for
they're
finishing the look. You had a nice like bowl cut.
if you're in a really dark area, they're actually quite handy because the light goes where you're looking.
Okay, okay. We'll do a little one of those little blue headlight numbers.
Okay. So whoever is picking up a headlamp, make a note of it.
Hey, maybe we need. Oh wait, well, there's probably no satellite tracking in here, is there? Didn't our phones go dead when we went down below?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch
We
that.
lost phone signal before.
Oh yeah, Morgan told you that you weren't going to get shit in the
Okay,
dungeon.
so
Like,
it is still
Flat
continuing
told
to be
you, don't even.
pencil maps are still the way. Okay.
Well, the last time you took a photograph of it before it dissolved. Um, so I mean, you can picture that's on your phone. You just won't be able to text it to each other.
Oh, and that was why we had chalk too, I think.
Sorry.
Chalk. I was like making little marks with the chalk,
Right. You were.
as if that's going to help.
So we have now acquired umbrellas.
One more thing. A signal flare.
Okay.
This is not a
The
delaying
shopping
tactic.
never ends.
I think this is actually a good idea. One signal flare.
Okay. You have
Blue.
a signal flare gun. It's one of the emergency one-shot styles. Basically you got one pop and it's trash.
Yeah, you just snap that puppy and it sparkles. I
Not
guess.
really designed for repeat use.
No, it's not. I think this is like a token flare. But I feel like I don't know, somehow, that might be good if we were in a really
Well,
dark
while we're
place.
talking about signal flares, are you going to get some glow rods as suggested by the Elephant World camping employee?
Sure, glow rods, that's cool. Those are always fun. I mean, who knows, there might be a concert down there.
Well, no, I mean, oh come on, am I?
What?
No, the associate is looking at you funny. He's like, have you not seen Crypt Raider or uh, Indiana James or if you got a tunnel in a cave, you light the rod and drop it down to see how deep it goes.
The
Oh,
exterminator.
you mean when there's lots of snakes?
I'm just making up stuff.
Oh, snakes don't
Okay.
like lights like that, do they?
Snakes don't like lights. They're blind,
Well, to be fair, at this point, don't really have a whole lot of experience with the wings.
Not these particular snakes. Marge's calling upon like her zoological knowledge, and she's like, "Well, snakes they can sense vibrations."
There's nocturnal snakes, there's diurnal snakes, so hard to. There's nocturnal birds, there's diurnal birds. Really kind of hard to extrapolate that one.
Perhaps a smart check would help.
We don't even need
Maybe
to
make
roll.
something up.
Judging from your previous encounter, it did not seem to flashlight.
It didn't seem to like light.
It did. It
Oh, I'm sorry, it cut out.
was kind of indifferent.
It's not bothered.
Not from your personal experience with one snake.
All right, well, let's go get some more data points.
Okay, so just to recap here, we've got 3 umbrellas, 1 for each person, 1 turtleneck for Marge, a popped collar on both Ricky and Tyler, flashlights, at least 1 headlamp. Did anyone else get a headlamp?
Marge got one. I think that's the only. I think she's the only one.
Yeah, I have a flashlight.
Okay, so Marge has a flashlight and a headlamp, and a 10 by 10 tarp. Am I missing anything?
I think Tyler would get a headlamp too.
Okay, Tyler has a headlamp. Make sure to make note of that. And then we will head, I'm assuming, back down into the sewers.
The dungeon. Yeah, the sewers.
He's got to go through the sewers to get to the dungeon. But you already, I mean, you were literally there. At this point, it's about 11 o'clock in the morning. It took about an hour to run around, do all your shopping and such, and then get back. You make your way through the sewers, retracing your steps from an hour ago with, and I clear some space on the whiteboard. You put it over there. And in no time at all, you find yourself back at the door leading, as far as you're aware, into the dungeon, or marking the gateway, one should say. The console is off. There's a little keyboard.
Oh, right. This was at the door thing.
Because Randy is unspelled now.
So recalling what you did an hour ago, you push the on button. The camera, the screen comes to life. He sees you. You wave a little bit, and with his extensive range of motion, you see his index finger reach up and uncurl and poke the open button, and then curl back down to its normal crooked position. And once he touches it, the door opens, and there is a hallway on the other side.
Meanwhile, Tyler's been doing his rendition of Push It by Salt and Pepper.
Push it. The door behind you swings shut, pneumatic bolts seal, and ahead of you is once again about 30-foot tunnel. You notice it's just like last time. There is no water in the middle. It's just large tiles. Slight curvature, like you're still in a circular tunnel, and it leads into the darkness.
Or does
Going
it?
through.
So I'll take.
Sorry?
Excuse me. Yeah, I'll take my umbrella out and then my flashlight and click it on, and I will lead the party forward.
I look up as Marge with my little headlight on.
For right now, there's no pipes in the ceiling. It's just a semicircular.
What does the ceiling look like? Is it like slimy?
Concrete.
Shiny? It's like it's moist.
Is it moist? So moist.
There's a light moisture to it. One would it's not as damp as the sewers, but there's a little bit of moisture. Um, Strangely, you might recall this from last time. There's a mild ambient glow that seems to permeate the entire area, but not so much that you could see by. More, if you were to imagine the kind of track lighting you get in a movie theater to tell you where the stairs are. Like there's that level of ambient glow just on the walls and the floor, but it's not really enough that you could make anything out by it. It's just
Light traces of phosphorescence, perhaps caused by the runoff from laundry from a place like llama laundry.
there you go. That's a solid. Although what that's doing in the dungeon,
We're
so there's
we're
the
we are sewer adjacent, so I'm assuming there's some moist through
there's the occasional drip.
leaching. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the occasional drip, not a lot, not like dripisha. Um, there's a
Drip,
sound
drip,
of
drip.
dripisha. There's a sound of three umbrellas popping, expanding,
Oh,
in
we absolutely do it in unison.
with a little Mary Poppins flourish. And I'm assuming you proceed forward through through to the bridge that officially demarcates the edge of the dungeon's influence.
Yeah.
With the flashlight beams bobbing and weaving through the darkness, you notice they pierce about 20, 25 feet ahead. It does seem to be kind of an oppressive darkness. You get to the bridge over troubled waters, which starts normally on one side, and by the end is the bars are all no longer identifiable for their original purpose. And as you step across, you recall the last time you came over the bridge, the tunnel continued down into darkness and looked like it was going to curve to the right. You took about 20 feet in and then were dive bombed by a snake. Uh, this time, that tunnel doesn't exist. There's a large metal, what looks to be rusted iron door with across it, seeming to prevent something from coming out. And then a 90-degree turn to the left, which also continues on into darkness. And there's a thumping sound coming from behind the door, along with what sounds like
Is it in a rhythm or a pattern, or is it random, the thumping?
not. I mean, it's regular, but you wouldn't call it a rhythm.
Tyler gets wide-eyed and he looks at Shota and says, "We reset the dungeon."
Right. Yeah, once we leave and come back in, it's a whole new dungeon.
Tyler
Procedurally
approaches
generated.
the door using his pole to tap 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 as he approaches, and then he tries to use his
From 10 feet away.
absolutely, absolutely. This is exactly what he's doing, and then he's trying to use his extrasensory listening skills to see if he can hear anything on the other side of the door.
All right, well, go ahead and make me a smart plus perception roll. Of course, with hero.
Which is now D6 because Tyler level.
Whoa. Whoa.
This is me having not opened up the spreadsheet and forgotten what my perception is, which is a D6. Woohoo!
And now DuckTales is stuck in my head.
Oh, decent numbers. 4, 5, 6. So 15.
15. Wow.
Those ears are
just
good.
just one question. Before he started listening, did he tap the door or interact with it in any way?
I'm going to say no.
Okay. press your ear, well, not press, but get close and listen through the door, and you can feel the shockwave when every time there's that whoomp sound, like it resonates through to your ear. You can feel a little bit of the airflow around it. And then there's a it sounds like something very large, almost like a blunted pendulum, if you would, was hammering at the door from the other side.
Well, that sounds like it would hurt if you opened the door and were standing there at the wrong time.
It would probably be unpleasant.
What frequency is the whomping happening?
Uncertain what you're trying to ascertain?
Like, is it every 5 seconds?
How often is it happening? It's semi. You can listen to it, and if it were a mechanical pendulum, it would be.
Oh, that's right. You said it wasn't a particular rhythm.
Yeah. If it were a mechanical pendulum, it would be, within a fraction of a second every time. It would be repeating the same motion. This sounds a little more organic, like there's something pounding on the door, but it's like whoomp, whoomp,
Maybe
whoomp,
it's a tail.
whoomp. Like it's regular, but yeah, not.
But not like it's not evenly spaced like a mechanical machine might be or something. Or a
Yeah, no, it's
pendulum.
not following a specific. It's not like a metronome of any kind.
Either it's using an RNG or it is a body part. That's going to be my guess.
Yeah.
Oh, also with a 15, you go from the sound hitting the door repeatedly, where a solid object, again like a mechanical pendulum, the impact sound would sound relatively identical every time, and this is a more varied sound. So body part does seem to be uh, hitting at slightly different angles, different times, slightly different speeds. Um, you would go with large body part.
And Marge is thinking really hard. She's like, okay, this isn't like a dog's tail. Be more it's like more tentacular.
Shota will pound on the door like a dunk dunk dunk, like a knocking,
There's a
as if you're knocking on someone's door.
there's a cessation, a brief cessation in the wumping, at which point you hear an unholy, otherworldly scream, just and ending goes faster and faster, and now you can see the boards on the side of the door, like that are bolted into the stone on either side. There's dust. The boards are wobbling.
I think it wants to say hi.
Marge crosses her arms over her chest and she looks at the guys and she's like, that doesn't sound like something that doesn't sound like something that necessarily busts force fields to me. We should probably turn left.
The screaming is continuing, by the way. I just don't want to
Yeah.
destroy my throat by continuing to do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No worries.
I don't think I have
yeah,
like a
that's-
big enough dosage of ketamine gun for whatever's making that sound.
It's probably a good idea to back away slowly. And Shota like grabs Strikeout because I assume he's listening at the door,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of pulls back on his shoulder.
Yeah, like if there's especially violent like vibrations against the door, Tyler might step back a little
You did
bit.
say this door was secured, closed, right?
It looks to be, but
Okay.
it's very clear that person before you not want whatever it was to come out.
Yeah, let's just leave it locked up.
There's several kinds. Like there's wooden boards bolted straight into the stone. There's a couple of iron rusted. There's a part of a chain. Not sure if that's actually going to do anything, but several kinds of materials over time.
Is there anything that can be written on with chalk?
Oh, the boards. They just write on the boards.
It's like Tyler will just leave a
Just
note.
write keep out.
He'll say, no, he'll leave a note saying like "scary tentacles?" ? Just as like a future note in case we come back in case we run into it again.
Were you looking for any additional inscription?
Are we looking for stuff?
Well,
Are we
someone
gonna
mentioned it.
Are we going to study
No.
this? Because he was going to leave that message. Should we study the door some more?
I think we studied and understand.
Are there any does it look like keyholes or anything like that? Like what kind of door is this? Like is it like an obvious like handle mechanism?
Where you would typically expect to look for a handle or a lock or a key of some device of that measure on either side of the door, both are completely covered and obscured by layers of boards and metal slats. So you'd have to take some off to, or get really peer down in between the slats and the inside of the board.
And here
The metal door.
Marge kind of she's unfolding her arms, she's shrugging. She's like, you know, if Elephantum were here,
Elephantum would be the first to be.
it wouldn't be
eaten by
such a
whatever's
challenge.
behind that door.
You know, this is just the kind of thing that Elephantum would excel at.
It could be Elephantum behind the door, gone crazy,
Gone rabid.
evil.
Now,
He ate a bad peanut.
Now, going back to Tyler's amazing sensory abilities, um, you've met Elephantum. He's got a pretty big, meaty hand. Um, this is significantly larger than that.
Like
It would
butt
feel like
cracking?
Elephantum-
Butt cracking large?
not quite butt cracking large.
Like, could this be like the other parts?
If it were, you would have, doing the Sherlock Holmes kind of thing. If it were Elephantum on the other side of the door, to make that kind of impact, he would have to basically full speed sprint, shoulder bam into the door frame. And
No, here's
he's
what
not
I'm
built-
thinking now. Okay, let us consider butt cracking. How does a butt cracking come to be? Was it
it's an evolution.
Was it synthesized in a laboratory? I don't know. Or is it like when a mama kraken and a daddy butt love each other very much and get really close?
Oh, God.
Maybe a butt kraken is born, but maybe, just maybe, there
that takes butt
is
sex to a whole new level.
Oh, yeah.
there's some form of gender among butt kraken, and maybe like this is a horny butt kraken.
Well, perhaps we could save that question for Dr. Blag, who seems to have one in a jar and might have studied it.
Yeah. Marge is going to take a little note about this, and she's kicking herself now because she probably could have published some papers if she'd brought proper equipment for scientific study.
Going back to
maybe if we survive.
Elephantum theory. Going back to the Elephantum theory, he would basically have to do a full force shoulder charge into the door. Not look like he'd be able to pull that off as repeatedly or regularly.
I thought he had some kind of Bamfy power.
And
he
as far
does.
as Krakens go, there is no wet store.
What? It cut out, I'm sorry.
So you would think, with butt Krakens tending to, live in the ocean, that if it were smacking with a tentacle, There would probably be dripping water and sloshiness, but there
Oh,
is not.
I thought that might be why it was really unhappy because it's like horny and a bit dry. But okay, we should totally go left and just leave this crazy ass door alone. I feel like whatever
should.
is behind the door is substantial enough that it's above our pay grade.
So is everyone taking their leave of the door and turning and
Yeah,
going left?
I back away slowly. And I do remember I was looking at my list of stuff. I have a compass in my backpack, and I would like to try to get a handle on some sort of cardinal direction down here in the dungeon.
I'm sorry, some sort of
Direction of like what hallways, so that we can maybe write it on the wall with the
Yeah,
chalk.
what
okay.
direction is the mysterious door?
Well, as you pull out your compass, you take a look. Um, it's it slowly spins in a circle, and you kind of like give it a little shake, and it stops for a second and acts like it's going to orient itself in the direction, and then just goes right back in the other direction. It's not quickly spinning in a circle, but
But it seems
it's
Oh,
doing
lost.
about one rev.
It seems lost,
It's it's
is what
doing
you're
what?
saying.
Yeah, it's doing about one revolution. And let's see.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Marge
about
Just
isn't
one
throw it on the
revolution a
happy.
ground.
second.
She's like, oh my god, it's like a low grade electromagnetic field.
I just throw the compass on the ground. This is useless.
The battle. The whumping continues.
All right, time to make our leave.
Oh,
Tyler,
another thing for those who actually fought but recall, it didn't so much as make farts.
It made fart noises.
okay.
Yeah.
So you're pretty sure that it is not a
Uh,
butt cracking on the
wait,
other side.
what sounds did Apocalyptic Cow make? I mean,
Apocalypse Cow mood.
mood. Okay, just double checking.
It was very actually yeah.
Not that
In
Marge's
your
hearing is as good as Tyler, and Tyler has absolutely no clue what an Apocalypse Cow sounds like.
in your artwork for session 0, there's actually you have Apocalypse Cow having taken its trip and a large. There's so much chaos in that picture. I loved it. That was such a nice session 0, wasn't it? Anywho, um, so
Tyler taps left.
go left. All right.
We go left.
Continuing down the hall, you go about 30 or 40 feet, and I'm assuming you're still tapping with the. You've got one hand with the umbrella, the lights, the other hand tap, 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 tap. I'm assuming, or am I interpreting that correct or incorrectly?
Yeah, we're doing our best. I mean, we're doing our most competent.
Okay. Well, whoever is doing the tapping, I would like to make a smart plus thievery roll.
Well, you know that that's not going to go well. That's
Which
a
means
2d6 because Tyler does not have thievery. I don't think. I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
well, I would assume you would. There has.
He does not have thievery. Sometimes I confuse myself about what I gave him due to his backstory. So he only rolled a 6.
Okay. You're pretty confident that they're uh, flat stone paving tiles in a concrete tunnel, and you proceed
Is the floor moist?
a little bit. I mean, and when I say moist, I mean more like um, hotel pool. Someone's done a cannonball like 10 minutes ago. There's still the concrete around the edge of the pool.
Yeah, or like
Like,
the hallway leading to an indoor pool.
not even that wet, actually. Less wet than that. It's just like there is moisture and wetness present. And if you reach down and you like rubbed it, you would get a little bit of water, but you're not going to get wet or anything. There's no puddles. There's no beading of moisture.
Like still enough humidity that the air is kind of saturated.
You know, you know how to describe this perfectly. Perfectly. North, South Virginia, or North South Carolina, Virginia, gym in August.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I remember that now.
Just everything feels wet, but isn't. It's just like the napkin just dissolved because of this. The ambient humidity is just. Ugh.
So as we move away from the door, do any sounds just fade away? Are there any new sounds?
There's the echo of the bashing behind you, slowly getting quieter. Slowly.
Marge looks up. Are there pipes now?
There are actually. You notice as you turn back and look, shine your flashlight back towards the door the way you came, they seem to have started right near, like just come out of the ceiling and start running along the top of the circular concrete tunnel. There are, in fact, 3 to 5 pipes of assorted sizes, ranging from maybe half an inch in diameter to a full 2 inches in diameter. That continue assorted valves at various spaces. At some point, one pipe will curl up into the ceiling, and then a few feet later, another pipe will come down and continue on, taking its place.
And since you said like the air felt like August, the south, does that mean it's on the warm side?
Oh, no, no, it's the worst kind. It's that humidity, but there's no sunlight, so there's no source of heat. So it's that wet chill that just cuts through your clothing.
Okay, so the ambient temperature is on the cooler side.
Lakefront in winter, if
Okay.
you will.
That's great. So is there any like if Tyler listening, does he hear any sounds that the pipes are active, like there's something flowing through them?
Is
I
there
think
any
I think it cut.
Is there like listening with Tyler's ear holes, I'm sorry. I just totally like lost track of my
With his
brain.
ear holes.
If he listens to uh toward the pipes, does it sound like they are active, like anything is flowing through the pipes, or they just sound dead?
Oh, that's good. Okay, that would be a brand new um, Spartan perception roll
Oh,
for me.
roll for the pipe knowledge skill.
No, no, no. This is just
Roll your plumber skill.
so in the whiteboard. I just threw in
So
a step that.
hero, perception, and smart.
Yes.
So that's a 3d6 for me, and oh yay, these dice are stupid. I rolled a 5. That's
Rolled a
2
5.
1s and a 3.
Can't really tell. They sound like pipes.
Yeah, these pipes are pipes, man.
Yeah, they are. Check out these pipes. And I flex.
You're so cool, Shota.
Well, thanks.
I'm glad you're
As you
leading. Do you want the 10
I
foot
just
pole?
thought of that joke. I just thought of that joke right now. Yeah, I'll take.
That's
Do you want the
one
10 foot
point.
pole? Because I kind of feel like you should be leading our party as we sally forth.
Well, I have a flashlight in one hand and an umbrella in the other, so I really can't pull.
Oh, you want to trade like my hat flashlight for your
Yeah,
holy
sure.
flashlight?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. And then
Yeah.
I could 10-foot pole.
You're
Okay.
way more capable than me, Shota.
So
Thanks.
Shota's in the front. What's the
Yep.
marching order?
So Shota now has the 10 foot pole and a head
And I'm
lantern,
tapping.
and he's tapping in front because he is obviously the leader.
In what formation are the other two members of the
And
party?
Tyler and Marge are side by side behind him, so they're kind of like a triangle.
Okay.
Triangulation is very, very smart. Okay. Should I roll something?
Yeah, go ahead and as you're tapping along into the darkness, give me one more smart plus perception roll.
10.
You're fairly confident that these are concrete flagging stones in a concrete tunnel.
Yeah. It's not so bad, eh, Tyler? Look. I mean, strikeout.
Awesome.
Yeah. I think I got the hang of this. I start like waving the thing
in the
around, hitting the
darkness-
walls too.
You see a something unusual, where you would expect another door or continuation of a tunnel. There is a flat bulkhead made of concrete, a wall, if you will, in the center of which is a stone block arch that does not match any of the stone that you've seen around here. This looks, whereas the air quote stone that you're walking on is basically gray and flat. The tunnel itself is, plain gray, wet concrete. These are almost onyx blocks that go up into an archway, in the center of which you see an inky mist that's pouring out in tendrils, around and then swirling back into itself, almost as though it's beckoning you in.
I throw the pole in.
Whoop. You are no longer in possession of a 10-foot pole.
Dude! I just gave you that pole, Shota. This is
Well,
like
I
little
wasn't
vroom
gonna
vroom
throw
all
my
over
sword.
again.
I wasn't gonna throw my sword in there.
So inky blackness, not really good, eh? Do you think it
Was there a sound at all, or it just
He said womp.
like when the pole
Well, the
pole
whoomp
didn't
was
make a sound when it hit the ground?
no, the whoomp was comedic effect. It passed into the swirling darkness. You did notice that as it was passing through, it seemed to part the darkness, almost as if it were like whenever you wave your hand through a stream of cigarette smoke.
Yeah.
It swirled and whirled around it, and then
Did I hear
nothing.
the pole hit the ground though on the other side?
Nothing. It
Oh.
it went through the air.
I'm gonna
And
do something
then
really
as soon as
stupid.
Okay. Like throw a pole through our 10-foot pole through a inky blackness, like I just did. Go
You
ahead.
are unable to cast
Sorry.
magic missile.
It's
I will
gonna
put.
be really bad. This is gonna be so bad. It's gonna be so
Do it.
dumb.
Do it.
Tyler, because he knows. Oh God, I can't even say it. Because he's attuned to little boom boom.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna throw a little
Oh,
boom
no.
boom at the thing.
Oh!
Maybe it's a portal. No, wait, he doesn't do that because if it's a portal, that wouldn't work.
Yeah, Shota stops him. Are you sure you want to do
Because
that?
if it's a portal, it
To
might
boom
actually
boom.
go too far.
I mean, we lost the pole. We
to
lost
come
the
back.
pole. You don't want to
You
lose
do
boom boom.
know, yeah, both of you do know that your bonded weapon, you can summon it only when it's within 100 yards.
Yeah, and that's what stops him because he's like, oh wait, if it is a portal, the other side might be too far away. Whoa, I thought of something. Wow. And then instead, he shuts his umbrella and holds it out like a pole, but tries to just stick in the tip.
Just the tip, yeah.
Just the tip.
Just the,
And then he
nip
pulls
the
it
tip?
back.
Okay. You stick. Is the umbrella folded or is it still extended?
It's closed now, so it's pointy.
Okay. You close the umbrella, stick it in. About how far do you push it in?
Just the tip.
Just a tip. You feel no resistance. Now you also notice as you're looking at it, it does seem like inky black smoke, and as such, the where the air quotes edge of it is kind of fluctuates by several inches as it swirls and moves around. But you kind of push it in, just the little metal tip. I have it in my head for some reason that this is like a penguin umbrella, at least with the styling.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
I was thinking of the penguin when I came up with this cunning accessory.
brilliant. Stick the metal tip in to where it's completely encased in blackness. That wasn't a cutout. That was the end of the statement.
Yeah. And then pull it out.
It is perfectly fine.
Whew, it's not
I put my arm in.
Okay. Are you putting the numb?
Before Tyler
The
can
numb
even
arm?
say,
Yeah.
"Oh, good, it doesn't annihilate things."
Yeah, I'll put
Are
my
you?
I'll put my. It was the left one, right?
Yeah,
That's
the left one
numb.
is the numb arm. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put my left arm in, and I shake it all up.
You feel absolutely nothing because it's numb.
Oh, it's a numb arm
It does
from
not
the.
impact
I
any
start
physical
to
objects.
shake it around and scream.
As you scream, you hear it echoed back down the hall the way you came, and there's a brief resurgence in the ferocity of the shouting and screeching and roaring from whatever it was on the other side of the door.
Oh yeah, that guy, thing,
Wait,
that thing.
wait. Let's just pull Shota back from whatever he's doing right now for a second.
Oh
Your arm
yeah.
comes back. Like, okay. There's a couple of wisps of smoke that dissipate off of it and then go away.
Does he still have two arms?
Yeah.
Okay, I got confused for a second and was very concerned. All right.
No. His arm came back perfectly normal. Just like I said, there was just a couple wisps of smoke that trailed off. Kind of like, if you ever been in a cigar lounge, like it seems to cling to objects and then dissipate as it goes through.
Mother Nature Marge tries to zoink one of her ivy vines into the smoke to see if she can grasp onto anything.
Okay. How far would you like to shoot this vine out?
How far is the max?
I don't think we've actually established a max, but
I mean, I feel like it would be definitely less than 100 feet, probably less, like 60 feet or less.
well,
Unless I wrote it down somewhere.
She can use it like Spider-Man, basically, to swing around. So I'd say it's between 60 and 100 feet, probably no problem. Of course, the accuracy and control of it after we'll do it D&D 5e style. We'll say 60 is your inside range and 100 is your max range. And
Okay.
once you go beyond 60, it's your control is a little.
Plus, let's say she's like aiming about 50 feet away, leaving the extra 10 feet for rappage.
Okay.
And she's trying to see if she can shoot her vine into the mistiness and latch on to anything.
Okay. Your vine shoots through there. You guesstimate about 50 feet has gone by. You feel the vine go limp and fall. It doesn't feel like it hit anything, but you definitely felt it curl down as though gravity took hold of it. But after that, it just kind of
It went limp.
It went limp. It's still there. You can retract it if you
Yeah,
wish, and
she's
all 50 feet come
retracting
back. All
her
50 feet come back.
moist vine.
Your vine returns to you unmolested.
And I kind of like I've stopped tracking Was this above us or was this blocking the hallway?
I'm sorry, I missed the question.
Was the mistiness, the murkiness, was it above us or was
No,
it
no, it
blocking the
only
hallway?
exists within the boundaries of this onyx arc, which
Okay.
is set into the wall as though a portal of some kind.
So
And
it's set into the wall on one side or ahead of us?
it's like a dead end.
Okay, dead end. Oh, so okay, we have Misty Portal or we have Scary Door.
At this point, if we were playing a text-based adventure and you typed exits, it would say the inky black portal, the door with the pounding, back across the bridge the way you came.
Okay. So how about I use my Vine and we just kind of do a little special, like, when you take your kids the uh, to the child play place or a museum or something, they have their little leashes.
I was about to say, are you about to leash Tyler and Ricky?
Yeah. I say that when we all step through at the same time and we leash ourselves yeah, together so that we don't lose track of each other in the smokiness. Yeah. Just safety first.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like it makes sense. I have rope. That way you don't have to do the
Okay.
vine thing. I have rope, and then the vine is free for other things.
Okay. So we just like loop the rope around our waists and
Yeah.
tie a knot and kind of like daisy chain ourselves to each other.
I'm getting severe flashbacks to Stephen King's The Mist.
Oh God, did I ever see that movie?
Well, now I'm concerned.
I have seen that movie actually. Now I'm concerned. Yeah. All right. So we're all linked together by rope. So I will proceed through the mist first.
Okay, so Ricky is going first. Is going second.
Tyler, because if Shota does it, obviously it's okay.
Obviously, yeah.
But say, I was thinking when Shota steps through, there's some tugging on the rope to see if he's still there.
Okay, so you're tugging on the rope to keep it taut. Are you going through at the same time? Are you going through waiting for one person to step in and then the next person go through? What's the
I'm so scared. Do you really want to go through
paint the
first,
timing for me?
Shota? Do you really want to take that?
Shota always wants to go first. He is overconfident as the flaw.
This is one large step for Shota manity.
Exactly. He's like, yeah, this is nothing. I've done this before.
Oh, you have? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably in a video game.
Well, you should go first. Yeah, if you've done this before, you're obviously the expert. So yeah, I guess Shota goes through first, and Marge is the one who's more concerned about like then checking the tension on the rope to see if, oh, is he still there, kind of thing. Whereas Tyler's just like, oh wow, Shota's going first. He's so brave. Shota is obviously the greatest superhero of all time.
Well, I'm getting there.
He's the new crab.
Okay.
By the way, supernatural.
It's not the scene I was looking for. The scene
Yeah.
I was looking for is the one in the grocery store where they have like the shitty white rope that doesn't really do anything tied around their waists, and then they all open the door to the grocery store and like start sneaking out into the mist. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
But So I didn't find it.
Yeah. So I went through.
So
Am
you
I
went through
alive? Am I
first.
dead?
Are you just walking straight through, or are you taking slow steps? What are we?
Well, I mean, I'll walk through like relatively cautiously.
Okay.
I'm not gonna like jump or run through, but I'll like, slowly walk through, yeah.
You step into this inky, smoky mist, whatever it is. Uh, it feels strangely cool to when you actually touch it. Now that you're touching it with something that has sensation, you can actually feel a significant temperature drop within this smoke, if you will. You feel tendrils of it kind of whirl around your ears and kind of like almost like they're trying to probe inside your ears and nose. Um, Close your eyes so it doesn't get into your eyeballs and proceed forward into the darkness. Uh, and then you feel that you have, just from your normal, it is closed around you, and you have fully crossed into the blackness.
Is it dark?
Tyler,
And
who was second in line, if I recall,
Yeah, Tyler is totally going next.
the rope goes limp.
Ah!
You pull it back.
Shota! Come back, Shota! Come back, Shota!
You pull the rope back. It's still knotted.
But
And
there's
that,
what?
my spine is in it. Ah!
no, it's completely empty. And that is where we're going to take 30 seconds and go have a break.
Okay.
Shota! First we lost Bert.
You lost Bert to like research though.
No, I don't believe it. I think Bert's probably down here somewhere.
He's in the. This is why we're here. He's in another dungeon.
He's in the first room.
Oh yeah, he's the one pounding on the door. Get me out of here! Radioactive and stuff. Okay, yeah, break time.
Okay. So,
Is that me disappearing into the blackness?
Where are you, Shota? Where are you? Oh yeah, I
okay,
remember that.
finally that scene uploads.
I'm nervous every time I go to the grocery store because of that movie.
It's actually, from a sociological perspective, in spite of it being a horror movie, it's actually a really fascinating deep dive into just how fast society breaks down in times of stress. Like, as a whole. Like, everyone turns into insane cannibals, Lord of the Fly style.
Yeah. I guess Stephen King is good at that. Like he made people afraid of clowns, and he made people afraid of grocery stores,
And afraid of prom.
afraid of prom, and afraid of
Cars.
dogs and cars.
He does do one thing very well. He's like Wolverine in that regard.
Antiques.
Aliens.
No storms. Planes.
Fog.
Marriage.
Writers.
Hotels.
Pets.
All the things.
Children. Okay.
It's
Be
all
afraid
scary.
of everything. You only live once. You ought to
Showtime.
look out.
Shota, you feel around your waist as you're walking through the rope that snug and kind of there was a little bit of resistance because they were keeping it taut. You feel that it's just no longer there. You continue walking through this smoke, we're going to call it. You feel the coolness of the smoke pass away as though you've cleared through it onto the other side of whatever. You open your eyes. There's a large chamber 60 to 80 feet across, a huge cavern, also just as high. Stalagmites It's all over the place. There's the sound of dripping water echoing through this chamber, but your eye catch on to the fact that it's not landing anywhere near you. The droplets are actually up. And you still have your headlamp in this case. As you look, you turn your head up to follow one of the droplets. You see the roof of this cabin. It's interesting. Roll me a smart plus perception. Because Ricky's great at this.
He's very good at this. 10.
10. Good enough. It seems like the roof is moving in very squiggles almost. And as you lock your eyes onto one of the squiggles that's moving, you notice that it opens ever so slowly, releasing not releasing, but into a single gaping maw with a tongue that laps out and grapples one of the little droplets of moisture dripping off of the stalagmite, flying up into it and slurps it down. Some of the other ones open, jealous that they didn't get. The creepy whispers, muffled whispers, echo throughout the chamber. Tyler, Marge, what are you doing? Holding an empty rope circle.
He's dead! Oh god, he's dead! This is Tyler crying.
Yeah.
And Marge
Okay.
just pats him on the shoulder. There. Get a grip.
Get good.
This is why we should have stepped through it together.
It's a little narrow to step, for the most part, hold hands, if you will, and go through one at a time. Daisy chained, if
Okay,
you will.
so this time she grabs Tyler's hand, who's still audibly sobbing, crying, Shota! You're the best! I'm trying not to laugh, but I can't help it.
It's okay. Do it.
You're the best! You're the best, Shota! And Marge just drags him, holding his like arm and whatever, drags him through the portal with like,
Okay.
this kind of like, gah!
Normally I would split between the players' descriptions to fuck with you, but you're the same person. So as you're going through, the smoke envelops the both of you. Once you have been fully enveloped and engulfed, you feel the other person not there. They were there a second ago and now they're not. Pushing on through, you get to the other side of the smoke, whatever it is, and step through into the cavern that was just described for Shota. Both of you unharmed, just a few feet apart from each other now. Tyler's
still screaming, Shota! Then he realizes he sees this room and he's like, Marge?
Oh yeah. And when I hear Tyler come through, I'm like, I grab him by the shoulders, like, I'm right here. I'm okay.
The voices seem to pick up in intensity upon hearing Tyler screaming. And after Ricky has grabbed Tyler by the shoulder and shaken him a little bit, Tyler, you see your 10-foot pole about 6 feet away on the floor.
I read to grab it.
Okay. You have reacquired your 10-foot pole.
I missed you, 10-foot pole. Not as much as Shota, but I missed you.
Yeah, up at the top of the chair.
And he holds one arm up. Like one
I
arm
point
up.
up and I kind of put a finger to my lips, like to say shh, and then I point up at the same time, like just to see, direct them to what's going on up there.
As you can see, what would be you would expect to see a large cave-like cavern chamber. Yeah, the roof is just filled with hundreds and hundreds of mouths. Given that they're about 60 feet up and still rather large, you would anticipate each of these mouths to be approximately 15 feet wide. They're very large and filled with very sharp teeth, and the water towards them, which they greedily suck down in a little one drop at a time.
So Tyler, he has picked up the 10-foot pole and he's really happy he has it back. And he's not saying anything else, but he turns around and he holds it in the air over his head like it is like he's Link with a sword, and he's beaming at Shota about, "Yay, got the 10-foot pole back!" And then he sees like that Shota's like all like, "Pay attention to like the serious shit." And he looks up and you just see his face sink with like, "Oh shit." And it's like he's very deflated about like, this is not a good room, this is not a nice room, I don't like this room. Marge is just like, they're just mouths and teeth. That's all like anatomically she can discern.
On the floor of the cavern, if you will, it's somewhat uneven as caves go. Or caverns go. It's
Are there any
relatively. I mean, even terrain.
passageways out of this cavern?
It leads into which
That cut out for me.
Shota immediately leads into a white mist, which Shota immediately has flashbacks to every 3D game from the Nintendo 64 and PlayStation 1 era, as couldn't render that far.
Is the white
Still
mist in a different
generating.
direction? Does it seem like a different direction, or we just appeared in this room, right?
You look behind you.
Yeah.
There's no onyx archway.
This white mist
Cavern.
isn't like in a ivory archway, is it?
No, it's not an ivory. It's standing there.
Okay.
It does not appear to be swirling or whirling in a menacing or creepy fashion. It appears to be mist,
Just missed.
which you would find in a wet cavern.
Um, the droplets coming off the floor, do they seem to be having any source?
I'm sorry, having any what?
You were saying that there were droplets coming off the floor, floating upwards.
It appears the general moisture in the room is coagulating on the floor and then dripping over to, making its way over to
So
lagmite.
that's just like
And
natural moistness from the humidity.
yeah, just pulling up to the edge of the stalagmite and then forming into a droplet and then whoop, up it goes.
Silly. So there's no visible passageways out other than the mist ahead, so yeah, Shota just begins to walk towards the white mist.
Head into the white mist. Okay. It is moist. It's damp, slightly cooler. Moves out of the way
Moist.
as you go through it. As you approach, just as mist does and fog does, your visibility bubble slides with you, so it doesn't seem like, unlike the black smoke where you're walking into it and you are physically being touched by it. It just kind of spreads around, and you make your way through around a few more stalagmites. Um, don't Actually, you know what? Go ahead and have everybody make a Smart Plus perception roll for me.
Okay. 7.
If you could see me frantically trying to deal with my workspace right now.
Like
Why
throwing
are
the
there
banana
so
peel off
many
your
things
desk.
in all the places? So Tyler is an 11.
Okay.
And I'm just double checking. because I forgot. I forget everything. Okay. And Marge's is a 2d6 plus a d8. Oh god, and she rolled an 8.
Okay, so Tyler was the highest with I'm sorry, what?
11.
11. Okay. As you're walking, making your way through the stalagmites, at one point the ground becomes a little uneven, if you will, and step on the edge of one of the stalagmites to avoid a particularly rocky area, not thinking anything of it. Carry on, and as you keep going, Tyler, behind you you hear a rude.
Because he like boomed a stalagmite.
Looking back, there doesn't seem to be an obvious source for the voice. If you had to guess with your super hearing, it came from the direction of the stalagmite you stepped on.
He talks quietly. And and can he hear anything? Hear anything?
Seems to be, as of now, the continuation of the random driplets flying up to the ceiling. You don't really get to hear them landing because you more hear the mouths opening and then there's no driplets. Just
Tyler's speaking quietly. He's like, "Is there anybody there who doesn't need dental floss?"
Ricky and Marge hear Tyler ask if anyone is there.
And Mara's like, "Yeah, right here.
Yeah, I'm here.
What's
too.
up?" And Tyler's like, "No, I heard like another voice call me rude. Was that one of you? Because I don't mean to like cause offense if I stepped on your toes or something."
I would never say that to you.
Well, of course you wouldn't, but like, was it Marge? Marge, was it you?
I can't say, Marge wouldn't, but
Marge is staring daggers. It's like a look she learned from Emily, the receptionist.
Ricky and Tyler both shudder.
Oh, the icy stare.
Yeah, she's been practicing.
Okay. Are you continuing to lead forward into the cavern?
Yes, and Tyler starts tapping the floor with the 10-foot pole.
Okay. Give me a smart plus thievery.
I didn't know it was going to be like this. Ooh, I rolled a 9. Did that come through? I rolled a
No,
9.
it did not. 9. Okay. You don't seem to see anything that would be a trap-like object. You do, however, hear the fluttering of wings, and far above you, like 40 feet above, you see one of the winged snakes cruising around, seemingly not taking any notice of you, just cruising around in the altitude of the cavern.
Tyler
Low enough
points.
to low enough to be out of the range of the mouth's tongues, but does not appear to be scoping out prey. It just passes by.
Tyler points and he whispers, "Why are we here again?"
Uh, um, we're here to. I don't know. I know why
We're
we're
here
here.
to. You just like.
I just don't know if I think it's a rhetorical question. I don't know.
Shota thinks it's a philosophical question.
Yeah.
To play games, man. To play games. So yeah, we continue through the mist.
You carry
So
on
you said
forward.
there was a snake
Okay.
flying above us. Is that what?
Yeah, it just flew by.
Okay, but it didn't like come down to yell at us or.
No, and it has not. Watch it fly off into the distance. It doesn't seem to be turning around or just going about its very little way.
Okay.
Happy little snake with 8 wings. Just going
Yeah.
to the
So
store.
I guess we just keep moving on.
Okay. It takes about another 20 feet to go through the mist, and you come across, uh, seemingly this time built in the middle of nowhere. It's not like there's clearing of stalagmites. It's just there's enough space, and then there's another black onyx arch. This one not set into a wall, filled with inky black smoke.
Oh, it's just hanging out in the middle of the
Just in the middle of the
whatever.
cave, middle of the
And there's no other like visible
cave,
doorways leading out.
just surrounded by a veritable forest of stalagmites pointing up to the, just with a roof filled with huge mouths that are gulping down water and whispering insane things.
Um,
As you do.
all right, I'll just. The first time was all right, so I'll push through the next one there.
Are Tyler and then Marge following suit?
Yeah, Tyler's like fast on Shota's heels because he doesn't want to like lose sight of Shota again.
And Marge?
Marge just shrugs and stomps after him.
Okay. Tyler, as you're going through, you notice you feel Shota just in front of you. Once he's completely enveloped by the smoke. And
Shota, come back, Shota!
God,
Every time I go, I
every
can't
time.
hear him. I can't hear
Don't
him.
No, you
leave
can.
me.
Okay.
And the worst part is, Tyler, as you're in this inky blackness, this void, if you will, you don't even hear your own screaming. It's you feel the air leave your lungs. You feel your jaw vibrating with the yell. Your ears don't pick up anything.
But I feel the screaming on the inside.
You feel it on cross through, and then all of a sudden it's like,
Emotionally.
ah!
Mm.
Marge,
Mm-hmm.
you stomp on through, much like the last
To
time.
the other side.
Inky black smoke wraps around you, chilling to the exposed skin. Darkness. Keep walking a few more steps, then you through.
Marge looks up.
This one is a circular chamber. We're going to put a happy little circle on the map. Ding, circular chamber.
Uh-oh,
Upon which,
you've gone Bob Ross.
happy little. Upon which is a ledge. I'm going to make this dark gray. There we go. Now, you guys,
We've gone all tilted.
there we go.
Askew.
You're coming at a slight angle. On the other end, yes,
Oh god, it's the tip.
No, not the tip.
It's just the tip. Oh god.
another
No tipping.
onyx gateway. just like the one that you've gone through twice now. But this one is just the arch against the wall. There's no smoke in it. The onyx blocks of the arch, and then in the middle of it is wall.
Okay.
On this ledge, I need to find an image real quick, which I should have prepared. Like I
Jeez.
Preparation is for quitters.
Let me quit and prepare this, please.
Here we go. On this ledge sits a cutesy little frog. There's no toadstool. He's just sitting on a brick ledge, and it's about 3.5 feet tall, made of brick, spans the full length of the room. You can't really see anything much of what's on the behind it, but not sure what's on the other side of the ledge. But on this ledge sits a cutesy little frog. Maybe, let's see here, how big is this right now? About the size of your fist.
Oh.
And he just sits there, ribbiting. Ribbit. Ribbit.
And so you said it's like it goes floor to ceiling, or well, not floor to ceiling, I guess, because it's on the wall. But how tall is this ledge wall?
Oh no, the ledge is about. Think of it like if you would a garden wall. It's about 3.5 feet tall. Spans from left to right, from wall to wall.
Okay.
Doesn't go anywhere near the ceiling. It's like I said, just about waist height, if you will.
And this is just like natural cavern, like room as
Oh
well.
no, this chamber is very clearly built brick ledge, brick wall,
Oh, okay.
brick floor, circular brick wall. And it's dimly lit. Like your flashlights and headlamps help, but
Okay. I look back to Marge because she's clearly the expert on animals, and I shrug like questioningly, like, eh?
Tyler steps forward and he's like, "Don't, no, I got this. I
Okay.
think I speak frog." And he kind of moves forward and he's like standing below the ledge or whatever, and he tries to like make eye contact with the frog. And he starts to hum.
Is that how you speak frogs?
he what?
He starts to hum. He's going bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba bum. And then he stops and he looks at the frog.
Okay.
Like he's waiting for a reply.
The eyes. Okay. Also, do me a favor. Move yourself in relation.
So he knows how far the acid breath goes.
I'm trying. Oh, how I can't remember. Oh, that's how you spin. And he's kind of like, kind of looking up at the frog, an arm kind of extended in a Shakespearean style as he hums to the frog. And he's like waiting to see for, give it a good 10 seconds. Does the frog, say anything? Hum anything?
Give me a charming plus animal handling check.
Of course.
What's funny is when all four of you together, you have a pretty amazing spread of skills.
This is actually, oh my god, a 12.
Ooh.
That was my maximum.
Double sixes.
The frog looks up at you, blinks its wide eyes with a little glint in them from the reflection of your headlamp, and goes, "Rabbit."
And Tyler nods and he says philosophically, "Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side?"
Rabbit. And it blinks. It flutters its eyes at you a couple times.
Rainbows are visions. They're only illusions. And rainbows have nothing to hide.
Just to clarify here, how far away from the frog are you?
I mean, he's like, there's the wall. And I think he's
Ricky
standing.
To move up to
He's standing a certain
next to
distance
Strike.
away, because if he's standing like right at the foot of the wall, I think it's harder to look up and see something that's high above you. So he's standing back from the wall a few feet, like say 5 feet or so.
It's only a few feet high, the wall, right? You said it was only like 3 or 4 feet high.
The ledge, that blue bar that's going across that the frog is on, it's a garden wall. It's only about 3.5 feet.
Oh, it's a garden wall.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so he's still like probably 5 feet away, because I mean personal space boundaries. Okay. He didn't want to like freak the frog out by getting like up in its grill.
Ricky will walk up next to Strikeout and draw his gun.
Are you doing this in a subtle fashion, an aggressive fashion? How are you drawing?
Not aggressive. Gun? Like I'll just pull it out and like hold it out towards the frog and like cock the hammer back, but not fire. I'm just holding it to be like, like ready.
And then Tyler's like holding up a hand to you, Showtime. He's like, I'm sorry if this isn't I don't want to impose and tell you like anything, instruct you in any way, Shota, because obviously you know everything.
How dangerous this frog might be.
But I think I should just say to our frog friend here, because I think we are friends. I think we're going to be like, this is going to be our buddy, and say, we are not the cars here. We are the logs.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I've seen horror movies, and this is how they usually work. So that's the only reason why I draw this out.
Okay, so just to clarify, you have you've drawn your pistol, and you're pointing it in at the frog.
Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, Tyler is the monologue
trying to
from
talk
Hamlet
to it
with the frog.
Marge,
I'm getting.
What is Marge up to?
Marge, meanwhile, is kind of like keeping along the perimeter, and she's studying the frog.
This is more. I put more what I'm expecting to see here, if it ever loads. Of course, except in this case, Ricky is on the right with a gun drawn.
Yeah, it's about right.
So
is that in Discord?
Yes, it's in Discord.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm.
Just post the link.
Dang it! Just puts a link. 2. For everyone watching at home, imagine the "Be excellent to each other" scene from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Okay. And Marge is circled around next to the short wall. Okay. While you are talking and pontificating and espousing to the equal truths to this frog, Tyler, aka Strikeout, roll a defense plus fast roll.
Wait, everybody?
No, Tyler.
No.
Oh, Tyler, defense plus fast?
Defense plus fast.
I need to double check. I'm pretty sure he's fast and he's defensive.
And a hero.
Well, he was a physical athlete type.
Yeah.
I just made myself laugh really hard. It hurt.
It was just funny. Yeah, the description. I'm pretty sure he's fast and defensive.
He is. Okay, so that's 2d8 and a d6. Wait, where's my other d8? Oh, there it is.
Shiny math rocks.
These are very bad rocks. Oh, that's not. Oh, you're not bad. I take it all back. I'm so sorry. I besmirched you. That is a 16.
Ooh.
That
Good roll.
is not enough.
Oh my god!
What? What kind
As
of frog is this?
Come
the
on, frog bro.
opens its mouth mid sentence, and if you've ever seen a frog's tongue shoot out, they're pretty damn quick. They got to slow that thing down for nature shows. Except for not, instead of going for a fly that's buzzing around the room, it streaks out, and both Ricky and Marge watch the tongue, the little sticky, glistening tongue, latched on to Tyler's eyeball.
Ah!
Oh god. Oh god.
Do not want. Frog bros are supposed to be best bros!
The vision
Oh fuck,
in your
can
right,
I just fire?
The vision in your right eye is now gone. At least for the time being.
Because of tongue disadvantage?
Because of tongue. And as you try and
That's fair.
move your roll it around, you feel it being tugged on by the tongue trying to come back.
Wait, don't I have implants?
Like fake
The
eyes,
implant?
you mean?
Well,
No,
like.
the implant is in the base of
Contacts.
your spine.
Oh, it's in my like brainstem. Okay.
That's right. It's in your brainstem. Roll initiative.
Hopefully you have
If
contacts.
everyone has forgotten how to do over the past several months.
I've absolutely
that would be
forgotten
fast plus hero.
Tyler is 12.
11 for Shota.
Marge is 5.
It makes sense. It makes sense. That's good, sensical initiative.
Okay. The good and or bad news is Tyler, aka Strikeout Chen. It is your turn with a frog's tongue or eyeball, and attempting to remove it from its socket. What do you want to do?
Tyler pulls out his machete, which is on his resource list.
Machete.
And he tries to cut through that tongue.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Because if you didn't, I was gonna.
Does Tyler have melee or light melee weapons as a skill?
Of course he doesn't.
Okay. Well, ordinarily that would be offense
I
plus
mean,
light
at
melee
least
weapons.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't. Wait, who am I looking at right now? I'm pretty sure he doesn't. No, he is not a light melee weapons dude.
No, he's not. Bowling balls don't really do too well.
Yeah, I figured a bowling ball was absolutely not the way to go in this circumstance.
Yeah, that would really, really probably make things worse.
So what do I roll? I roll offense and
Offense
hero die.
And hero die if you do have.
Oh wait, those are the only dice.
That's it.
Oh man. I may be using a stealth point.
The good news is the tongue that is attached to your eyeball is not very mobile.
The tongue rolled poorly. No, I rolled an 11, so it was pretty much as good as it's gonna get.
Bad. Yeah, that's not bad for 2.
Tongue's defense only got a 3 for a difference of 8 plus the machete weapon, which would be, if I recall correctly, about a d6 damage. Let me double check. But I took the time to put PDF links or links in the PDF. Let's see here. Yes, this would be a d6 damage, so your difference of 8 plus d6.
I rolled a 4.
Rolled a 4. All right, so that's a total of 12 damage. You feel the pressure on your eyeball lessen as the tongue drops limp against your stomach, and here from the frog.
But like the tongue's still attached, sticky to my eyeball. It's just limp now.
And well, it was limp. It has swung and splatted against your outfit, and if you remember those back in the day, those things you'd get in the grocery store that you would stick onto the walls and stick onto playing cards and things, and they stuck to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine one of those that has been stuck to your eyeball and now flops down, except it's a little stickier, and has scorched itself against your clothing.
So kind of Velcro-like. It's kind of attached to stuff.
You really would probably not want to jerk your head up at this point because it's that now there's a point of contact on your stomach.
But it's still attached to my eyeball.
Still attached to your eyeball. You still have a move action if you would like to not be near the frog.
I want to be away from the frog.
Okay. Given your speed and the size of this room, the map is your oyster. Put yourself wherever you want to be on the left-hand side of the garden wall.
Are there any other ledges in the room?
No, not visible. And there's no pipes up top either.
Well, he's just going to back straight up.
Straight up until he hits the wall. Ba-dum. Okay.
And he's going to be like, now he's like umbrella in front of him like a shield.
Penguin style?
Yeah.
All right.
He's like, Marge, how do I get frog off my eye?
Shota, you're up.
Sure. With the tongue, I guess I will move towards the frog.
Okay. Oh, you did watch both Shota and Mother Nature would have seen the tongue retract back into the frog's mouth. He does not look. He no longer looks cutesy like a chibi frog anymore.
And as I speed towards the frog, I draw my sword out and do some super flashy shit with it.
Okay. Give me a super flashy sword attack. Should say katana.
It is a 13.
Okay. The frog attempts to hop out of the way, but one thing you notice is you would expect the explosive nature of a frog's legs and jump being what they are, that it would clear a lot more lateral movement than it did. It looks like it tried to execute a hop, but it only got about maybe 2 feet, which is and Marge, you've been into the amphibious and reptile center long enough. You know that was not a frog leap at all. Like that should have cleared 8-10 feet easy.
Green frog can't
without even
jump.
trying. Yeah, green frog can't jump. So it tries to hop out of the way. It gets an 11 on its evasive maneuver. So go ahead and roll your damage. Do not forget to add your super flashy weapon skills to the weapon itself. Plus
what was the difference?
What did you roll?
13.
2.
Okay.
You rolled an 11. Nearly got out of the way with his minor hop, which you were clear. But as you were expecting a much larger leap, you saw that weak thing and took it down and nicked it on the side of one of its legs.
The total is 10.
10. Okay. You cut 2 of its legs off at the joint, and it
frog's legs.
Makes
I'm gonna eat those later.
makes an amphibian squirrel of terror. Now it is Frog's turn. The frog, having had some of its legs severed, appears to almost be levitating off the rising up in the dim light of the room. Marge, with you not being as point blank as Chota is, you see another significantly larger jointed leg come up and thunk down onto the ledge. And you see the rest of the body to which this frog was attached.
Wait, was
This
this a frog within a frog?
This frog was almost, one would say, like a hood ornament. And it coming out of the darkness from the other side of the ledge, you see the frog's eyes blinking, and then to the left and right of that, another set of eyes blinking, and to the left and right of that, another set of eyes blinking, and then another one.
So there's
As
8 eyes?
There's 8 eyes, and very large and long, multi-jointed legs clambering up out of
A spider
the
frog?
As you look over the ledge, there was empty blackness leading into who knows what on the other side of the ledge, a pit, if you will. And Spider Frog.
Spider frog does the things that a spider frog does.
Although I'm going to have to see if I can.
Climbs a lily pad, any size.
Licks your eyeball. It's not really cool.
Hey man, watch out for my eyeball.
There we go. And I'm going to shrink this.
Do not want, because you know that spider frog lays lots of baby eggs. To go hippity hoppity.
Well, you do not know if this is a female spider frog, but
But look at that hump!
Spider Frog comes out, and you notice this image is not, of course, 100% accurate because there are.
Is it not to scale?
That's actually about to scale.
Oh
Actually.
Jesus! Jesus!
It would be more like this. There we go. That's more apt to our situation.
And
as it is climbing out of the ledge, or climbing up over the ledge, and with its very large. You notice also, it seems instead of insectile carapace, it seems more like amphibious glistening skin, although it does still have hairs on its spidery legs, and 2 very large, let me see, what would be about the size of a standard fire extinguisher each, pincers, dripping with what you can only anticipate to be unpleasant
Chocolate.
liquids. Unpleasant liquids.
Chocolate.
And Spider Frog takes an attack at Shota. And rolls like absolute ass.
Oh,
Yay!
I'm happy.
It's because you can't attack Shota.
That's a 7.
Okay.
Coming at you with these clacking, gnashing pincer fangs.
I should be able to roll higher than that. Yep, it's a 12.
12. Take your sword up, easily deflect one of the fangs, and then parry the other one out of the way. Ha ha! Spider Frog is rejected.
I'm gonna have your legs for dinner too, bitch.
Mother Nature.
Mother Nature has started to contemplate moving to another town because this city just has so much crazy shit. Man, is this any place to raise kids? And the pit bull. I mean, come on. So,
How can you worry about family after the dungeon?
this dungeon, man, this dungeon. She strikes a pose and she points at the spider frog and she says, "It's not nice to lick eyeballs." And she calls down nature's wrath. which her attack roll is what? 7, 6, 3. What number? 16.
16. Okay. Give me just a second here. 16. Oh, that was better. That was a 12, but you still hit with a difference of 4. So give me some damages.
And her damage is 12 plus. What was the difference? I've already
4.
forgotten. 4. So 14.
Okay. So you call down a bolt of lightning, which the spider frog clearly was not anticipating. Tried to make to skitter sideways out of the way. Oh, by the way, also on the front of spider frog, you do notice that those two little center eyes were the original frogs. So there's still in between those spider pincers, the big giant fangs, is a little itty bitty frog in the center. Rabbit, rabbit. Spider frog tries to skitter out of the way, does not do so, gets blasted in its abdomen, big fat thing, and the frog ribbits.
And Marge
The
now,
fangs.
she's using her umbrella as like a little anti-tongue device. And she kind of shuffles over toward Tyler a little bit.
And notice, but everyone can see as it screeches and its tongue lolls out and is dripping with some kind of ichor.
Yay, Icker!
Sticky icker.
One might even call it a sticker.
Mm-mm.
You're holding up an umbrella with a tongue attached both to your eyeball and your stomach. Defensively twirling an umbrella against. You haven't seen it yet because down behind your umbrella and one eye isn't operational. But you basically hear everyone else go, "What the fuck?"
Tyler closes his other eye that doesn't have a tongue attached to it, and he calls upon the skills he's been training since he had his implant put in. He's been trying to learn how to play his beloved video games blind.
Tyler also knows, before we get too far on that, before I say knows, please give me a smart plus convenience clerk check.
Okay, that was a D6 for convenience.
Unless you put points in it, that's what it was. I don't know if you put anything in the last couple
I
levels.
did not put extra points in. So it's going to be 3d6. And I rolled a 11.
11. That's more than what you needed. You recall from all the mandatory safety and health training courses that you had to undertake every 6 months at the bowling alley that the first rule of, or first order of any sort of injury to the eyeball was flush it with water.
I don't think he has water.
Please tell me some of you brought actual canteen.
Marge has a first aid kit kind of situation. She can eye wash. Like, she actually has eye washy stuff in her vet bag.
Okay.
So that's why she's kind of sidling towards him, because that's what her next deal is going to be.
Did anyone bring food and water?
Yeah, there's muffins and jalapeno poppers and
energy drinks.
Capri Suns or something, and yeah, energy drink powder.
Insert Picard facepalm.gif. Okay, so no one has water. is what I'm hearing.
There's
I mean,
sterile
Marge has,
solution in her in her bag.
I'm aware of that part. I'm just saying, in general, from exploring an unknown psychosis, no one has water.
Oh, you mean
I mean water,
you
like to
mean
drink.
water?
Yeah, like
Oh,
water.
that. I mean, energy drinks is water.
We've got bean liquor. What do we need water for?
Yeah, we have a liquefied breakfast pizza as well. So
We can drink our tears.
I don't know. I thought we
Okay.
had talked about water and stuff, but I didn't write it down, so I'm not going to say that I have water.
Yeah, I don't think I wrote down water. I didn't even write down canteen and rations. I just put like four
Well, I wrote down like
cranberry orange
granola
muffins, bran
bars.
muffins or something.
Anyways, yeah.
I did something with my notebook between when we started the session and now.
I just expressed myself in Discord a little bit.
We're in a sewer. There's
We've
lots of
only
water.
been doing this for like a week.
Yeah.
These are lessons you learn. We are learning now.
Morgan specifically told you to take camping supplies. Like, explicitly told you.
But that presumes that we've ever been camping before.
One of you has.
Which
You know
one?
what? You know what? Because Ricky had explicitly expressed that he had camped with Ricky, and Ricky alone. Roll
Roll what?
smart. That's it. Smart, and
Smart
hero. That's
and
it.
hero.
Just smart. Flat smart.
12. 12.
12.
That was the double sixes I needed.
Oh, good. You, in your backpack, if you would like, can have several gallons of Arrowhead water in there, along with a canteen and water purification tablets. Because you, having been camping before, know that shit is fucking important. It's kind of, what do they call it? Yeah, the element which sustains life. You know, kind of. Yeah, this for everyone who's ever seen The Office, the part where Jim just looks at the camera, that's what's going on at me right now, except I'm looking at my alternate computer screen.
I feel like we discussed it, but I don't know if if I wrote it down specifically.
Well, I'm giving you the opportunity, specifically Ricky, because Ricky
It is written
had
down now.
expressed
It is written
camping,
down now.
as he had expressed camping in his past. Yes, everything else is still there. The Capri Suns and the energy drinks and all that, and the muffins are still there. Okay. That little bit of retconning mid. Not Shota. Tyler, you were about to take your turn.
Tyler was doing his pinball wizard thing, and he was like going off of sense of smell and sound with his eyes closed. And he is going to throw little boom boom at the spider frog using
Tyler?
his fledgling blind gaming skills, which is not an official skill, but it should be.
He is aware that his left eye still works normally, right?
Yeah, but closing it helps with this whole concentration thing, and it keeps him from like seeing things that he doesn't want to see.
Okay, so he's just straight gonna Luke Skywalker with the blast.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
he's feeling his the power is inside him.
Okay, step one. We're gonna need a smart plus perception roll to put down the umbrella. Close one eye, sort of close the other one around the tongue still attached to his.
So that'll be a 3d6, which I got a 10 on.
Okay. Close your eyes, expand your senses, and you can hear the heavy thunk of the spegs. Using the way sound ripples around in a room. Anyone who's walked down a hallway in the middle of the night knows you can, if you focus, you can hear the proximity of walls and objects in the room. Hence the bulk of the spider. Sorry, spider frog. Amphibiter, if you will. Give me a...
Tyler is chanting a mantra under his breath. Don't hit Shota. Don't hit Shota. Don't hit Shota.
Give me a attack roll with your offense plus your super flashy weapon skills plus your hero. Here's the problem. You're going to drop the highest and re-roll it.
So it's like the debuffed or whatever?
Debuff. Well, this is probably a debuff version. I'm trying to find a way that it works without it being completely and totally insane. And basically re-roll the highest iteration of it that's being playtested. And you keep whichever the second one is. So you can actually roll higher.
I'm judging my dice right now.
Are you being a Laura Bailey?
Like which ones are the most benevolent dice? Which ones are the cruelest? Okay, I rolled badly on a lot of things.
Bad time for that to cut out. You rolled a what?
I rolled badly on a lot of things. Now, what exactly should I roll again? My best number?
Whichever the best number is.
Does it matter if it's a D6 or a D8?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Oh, Jesus.
Whatever the best number is, re-roll it. It can be higher. It's just you have the risk of losing your best is the point.
That actually gave me a better roll.
Possible. It's possible.
But it's not that good. I rolled a 5 because I had 2 1s and a 2.
Oh, my.
Wow.
And now I have 2 1s and a 3. So wee.
It improved.
I hope I don't hit Shota.
Orden say that wasn't really supremely poorly. Unfortunately, you rolled supremely poorly. Go ahead and make another attack roll. Same rules. You're still re-rolling the highest. The only difference is it's now going against Shota. Shota, you do not get a dodge acrobatics roll to defend against this. It's just your defense and hero die because you do not know friendly fire is coming.
This sucks.
Or do I?
Because I rolled
Super
better
flashy
again on the debuffy thing.
Yeah.
And it is a 10.
Well,
That's a fair number. That's in the middle, right?
and I rolled reasonably crappy, so.
I thought Shota is amazingly defensive and
and well, I rolled a 6.
You rolled a 6. Do you have a style point that you would like to use?
I mean, I could.
It's up to you. I'm not saying you have to do it, but you are. And of course, the fun part about Stupor Heroes is, to some extent, metagaming the rules is part of the fun of being a superhero. You know that if you don't re-roll that your difference is going to be 4 plus 2d6 plus d. What's your super flashy weapon skills?
It's not going to be nice. Okay, it's going to be bad.
It's a bowling ball that's going to come in the back of your head, and it's probably going to hurt.
But I only take one thing from it, right? So
this is also true. Up to you. Also, remember, you have one. You're already down 1 damage rank from the stick that bit you last time.
Yeah,
it's gonna hurt Tyler more than it hurts you.
Although the other day you sent sheets, and I was level 6, and I have 8 to toughness now. So I don't know if you have that marked somewhere. Because you had sent level 5 ones, and I'm actually level 6. I probably should have mentioned that when you send them, but
my data is out of date. Right. Some
no
of
worries.
you multiple times. Like Strikeout has leveled up, I think, 3 times since I had
Yeah, I mean, he just
that started
leveled.
Strikeout.
Yeah, and the funny thing actually is we were talking about you when you mentioned it earlier in the game. I looked and I don't know if I'm missing accomplishments, but the last one I have is hangover module completed.
Hold on,
So I don't know if we had one,
you might be.
if I'm missing one.
Let me double check. I have them all written down in here because I'm weird. Shota found Roger should be the last one you have.
Is that related to hangover module or that's
That was
no?
yeah. Sorry, that was the end of Hangover module. Yeah.
So hangover module completed is the last.
That's the last one for Mother Nature, Mr. Bits, and Shota.
Okay, so I'm up to date. I was just making.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll just take the bowling ball.
Which is 14 damage plus what, 4?
Oof.
18?
18. Yeah. So after
Ouch!
you parry away the 2 fangs from the spider frog,
Whack.
with no warning, dong, in the back of your head, there's a crunch of bowling balls striking the head and rebounding up back to its owner.
And Tyler, from his prescient hearing, knows that he did not just hit a spider frog from the sound of that. He knows that that was bowling ball against skull. And he screams,
human skull.
Shota! Like it's Khan.
Yeah.
And as little Boom Boom flies back to him, because of the attunement, he just sobs as he catches her.
That was very much not the sound that you would expect a bowling ball striking amphibio spider carapace to make. That was definitely human bone. Also, I'm assuming Shota probably let out an expletive or a scream of pain
Oh
in the
yeah.
process. So that happened. Now it's the frog's turn. Froggo got fangs up in Shota's face. The good news is, Shota, you are in fact a hero, which means that crack, which would probably have caved a normal human skull in.
Should I? Because I rolled a 12. I think I was right after.
I'm sorry. You are 100% correct. You
Yeah.
are after Tyler. You were before Froggo.
Yep.
The good news is, though, where I was going at is, even though you just took a blow to the side of the head or the back of the head that would cave in a normal person's skull, you're a hero.
I'm a hero.
I mean, it knocked your head forward pretty bad. You might have a sore neck from whiplash tomorrow, but yeah, you're fine. I mean, that hurt like a bitch, but you're still combat capable.
Okay. I'm just looking at my things here. Is the big spider thing behind a wall? Behind the wall? Or kind of on
Some
top
of
of it, sort of like straddling it?
In disturbing ways spiders are capable of doing. It's got its legs to a position where most of its body mass is above the wall with its head level with yours. Its body mass is mostly visible. There's part of its abdomen that curls down into behind the wall, but let's say 75 to 80% of mass is visible.
Like theoretically, if I tossed a grenade sort of behind the wall, but under the spider frog thing, it would sort of protect me
You know what?
from the blast.
I would like, just from give me a smart plus perception roll, just so to see if you have paid attention to or seen
It's 6.
anything. 6. God damn it. Because Marge knows it's basically a pit behind that wall. That's a retaining wall. Ricky doesn't.
Right.
So if and six isn't enough, I'm trying to see, like, is there enough of the abdomen point that would suggest that there's more? But although, what, here we'll do this another way. Just give me straight smart, plain smart and hero.
Well, that's basically my
Your
perception
magic
anyways.
number. Your magic number is the lucky number of Vegas.
Oh, dice falling everywhere. Oh, okay, come back. All right. 8.
Good enough. You needed a 7, which is why
The
that
lucky
6
number of Vegas.
so frustrating. You can just plain reason out that there's no way that a spider frog of this size would have been able to hide underneath the 3-foot retaining wall without exposing some of it. So there's at least many feet of unknown depth on the other
Space
side of the
behind.
wall.
Okay.
And
Okay.
at point blank range in a relatively small circular chamber, probably not the best of ideas.
No, that's correct. And then I'll just keep to my usual thing. Swordage. It is a good roll, though. 15.
15. That is a very good roll. Against a 7. Spider
Cool.
can't roll for
So
crap.
that's +8 on my damage. And I kind of dodge aside of the things after getting smoked in the back of the head. I kind of stumble forward, but regain my momentum with a super flashy sword strike thing across this thing. Oh, and also maximum damage. So 18 + 8, which is 26.
26.
Yes.
Yeah. Critical damage.
Holy shit. Son. You bring up your blade in. You know what? As you're doing it, it's so awesome. You subconsciously activate your alternate realities ability. It suddenly becomes a radiant, glowing lightsaber that's on fire, and you sear and cauterize one of the fangs that rolls to the ground to a stop several feet away, dealing a grievous wound to Spider Frog. That was so awesome. That took 2 injury ranks.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Ho ho!
Ah.
Spider Frog, in retaliation, rears up, makes some weird, creepy noise. You don't even know what it is. Comes back down to wrap one of its front forelegs around you at the waist level and pull you forward into its fang. That's what it tries to do. Let's see if it can pull it off.
So defense roll.
You're not going to be able to parry this one yet. This is going to be a full-on dodge. Oh.
15.
Oh.
It sounds like you rolled high, but 15 is on my side.
Oh. Hold on. Let me get to the appropriate channel here. Yeah, Stupor Heroes. Here we go. What the Niflheim is this thing doing? There we go.
Did you just say what the Neville Highbottom?
Niflheim.
Okay.
Okay, so let me roll some damage here. You said you rolled a 15?
Yep.
Okay. This is probably gonna hurt.
I'm in the tank.
It'll hurt you more than it hurts him.
Exactly.
Does a 23 break your damage threshold?
It sure does.
Barely.
Okay. Yeah, because that spider fan, the spider frog wrapped its foreleg around you, pulled you in, and then went straight in between your collarbone and the scapula, like right in between there. Dunk, planted in. I need you to make a tough plus hero roll for me, please.
Tough and hero.
And of course, it's
10.
not going to upload. 10, good enough. What is wrong with my connection today? An error has occurred.
Well, you're on though. I can hear you.
Well, I
Yeah.
know, but I was trying to take a photo of what the thing had rolled.
Oh, I see.
His attack roll was a 25. It was one off of maximum.
Oh, late. Well, I guess I deserve it after maxing out on him. So
Yeah, and you rolled a 10, so you have no problem shrugging off the venom that pulses into your meat, if you will. Marge, Mother Nature.
Hi.
Hi.
So, yeah, I'm trying to think if there's a way that I can use PTA mom kind of like multitasking to somehow fuck up the spider frog, and yet I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to just focus on Tyler for this turn.
Okay. I
And
believe you actually have first aid as well.
yes, and she's going to use her first aid, and she's going to use her vet bag supplies to, and she's going to make sure that she puts on some little gloves
Okay.
and
Easy.
squirt Tyler in the eye with some solution, pH balanced and everything, so that it doesn't sting. And she's gonna gently try to, remove the frog tongue from his eyeball, and then peel it
Okay.
away from his chest. And
There's no roll needed to peel it away from the chest. It's just a sticky thing. It just bleh, you just have to deal with it. But yeah, you can easily pull it away from his chest. I do need a. This is going to be either smart or fast, whichever you choose. Plus your first aid and your hero die to apply the appropriate solutions and methods to remove it from, detach the frog tongue from his eyeball without causing any.
okay. So her smart and her fast are the same. They're both D8. So it'll be that and a D6 for her first aid and a D6 for hero. That's just for the 1.2 people listening at home. And she
I'm
got
assuming.
an 11.
Carry on. Sorry.
She got an 11 for that roll.
Easy enough. No problem. You had already anticipated you coming by calling for you, basically saying, "Mom!"
She's used to doing this for like giraffes who try to lick a flagpole in winter.
You douse it with the solution, get the goop off, and gently with just about nothing. Easy pull, easy pull, like peeling off a sticker at a store. Get it off. Tyler, you have to blink a few times to clear it. Is helped with the sterile solution and eye wash that she has in her vet bag. By the time your next turn rolls around, which is now actually, you will have your vision cleared.
And Marge even goes so far to like kind of wrap it up by taking out a little Phoenix the Elephant Zoo branded Band-Aid and putting it over his eyebrow. And she's like, "There you go, kiddo. Get back into the fight."
This band-aid on his eyebrow.
Yeah.
Just a here.
Symbolic.
Seal it with a kiss. Mwah.
It's all better. It's all better
All
now.
better. Seal it with a band-aid and a kiss.
So now Tyler is ready to try again with Little Boom Boom with a vengeance.
Give me some numbers. Ooh,
Oh, so did you roll well?
Spider got an attitude this turn. He was rolling like crap the entire fight. In the last two, he's rolled one off of max.
Well, hopefully it's not that good of a spider. I rolled decently well, and I got a 16.
Discord, why are you always doing like that?
Did you? Oh, I got a 16.
16.
I'm hoping that's good enough to not hit Shota.
Oh, that's plenty good to not hit Shota. You don't have to worry about hitting Shota now that you actually have some visibility. I will tell you, he rolled a 7.
A 17.
Up to you if there's anything you would like to do to adjust that roll.
I could try to use one style point just on the off chance I did get better. There's not a lot of wriggle room though.
I was about to say, I don't know what the margin of success here is if you were to use a style point.
There's like a 40% chance I will improve to be a 17 or higher. Wait, do I have to do better, or is it enough to just match it?
No, you'd need to be an 18, so you'd have to. So
that
would be a
shizzle. So
maybe
that
not.
means I have a 25% chance of pulling it off.
So up to you.
Let's go for it! Vengeance!
Alright! Vengeance!
Yes! I got a 7, so that means I have a 18 now.
That's all you needed. Difference of 1. Roll
Woo!
some damage.
Woo for vengeance on the spider frog! This is for Shota! I need my D10 and 2D6. Oh yeah! D10 is a 10! What? So that's 17 plus 1, 18 damage.
Ooh. Shota, once again, you hear the of a bowling ball rolling through the air, but this time it goes over your shoulder, underneath your blade that's held out, ready to defend yourself, and cracks Spider Frog in one of its eyes, bursting it and showering you in Spider Frog eyeball pus.
Vitreous humor.
One could call it that. Effluvium, if you will.
Putreous humor.
Next, Shota. You're up. You have a spider fang in your shoulder. There's a spider frog leg behind you. You have your blade. What would you like to do?
Uh-oh.
We are over time.
Shota!
Is there a note in Discord? Nope.
Oh shit! I was pushing the wrong thing. That's.
Oh, okay.
We're like, oh my god, he's passed out again.
Oh god, I fell asleep.
God.
I would like to revisit. It has a regular frog mouth, right?
It has, yes. Underneath, well, now there's one spider fang, which is now embedded in your shoulder.
So I'm up close and personal.
It actually has 2 frog mouths, one tinier one in between the decoy frog, and a much larger one, which looks a lot more like a slod mouth. Beneath the 2 things.
Can I revisit the grenade idea and like try to toss one into its mouth?
You know what? Why not? Go ahead. But the thing you'll only have to note is, well, first off, let's see. How are you going?
What's that?
How are you going to make it open its mouth? The big one.
Is it open or not open? I guess. If it's not open, then I won't. If it is, then I'll
Closed is the new
try.
open.
I guess
Okay.
should we roll a dice
no,
to see
I'm
what the
going, yep.
chances are?
I'm going to type something in here. All right, I typed something here. I haven't pushed enter yet. I'm not going to explain anything. Bonnie, roll a d12 for me.
Oh crap! I don't have one out. Rummaging.
Rummage. Deep.
Bless this D12 for your dark work you're about to perform.
See, the fucked up part is she doesn't know whether she.
I rolled a 12. I hope that's good.
Aha! It's open.
Is 12
Okay.
good?
12 is what. Well,
12
it
is
was
what I
a
wanted.
d12. 1 to 7 was closed. 8 to 12 was the mouth was open.
Yay!
So for what Shota wants, that is exactly what he wants.
Okay, so I reach onto my belt and I pull a grenade and pull the pin and toss it in the mouth. And then can I use my movement to like kick back to land on the ground? Something cool like that.
Well,
Dive.
a couple of things.
Dive for cover.
Yeah.
We have a couple of rolls that need to get.
A couple of
to happen
rolls.
here.
That's
Couple
right.
of rolls. First is going to be a very low DC. Is going to be your either strength or strong or fast plus your athletics for chucking said grenade. Because I don't think you really want to stick your hand in its mouth yet.
Nope. So fast. I'm gonna do fast and athletics. You said athletics?
Yeah.
Okay. And hero. And I'm going to use a style point because my D8 sucked here. And the total roll is a 11.
I rolled a 10 on his defense.
Oh!
It sees you attempting to throw something in its mouth and instinctively knows that's probably not good. Tries to slam its amphibian clump, but does so a split second. Blinking techno grenade falls into its gullet. That's part one. Part two is you're going to try and escape from the spider frog's clutch. Because it has one of its spidery legs wrapped around the middle of your back.
It has the leg around me.
So that is going to require either saying we're going to borrow 5e rules, either your strong plus athletics or your dex, or your fast plus acrobatics, whichever you feel like rolling. And you know what? Fuck it. I'll let you mix and match if you feel like it. If you want to do strong and acrobatics, whatever.
It's 10.
10. All right. Let's see what it's going to get. The important dice roll.
Important dice roll.
It did not succeed. So you can wriggle your way out and move freely around the room. And as I said with everyone else, with your speed and the size of the room, anything to the left of the ledge is your oyster.
Okay, I just run right towards the wall and plug my ears when I get there.
Okay. Now the problem with grenades is they got a 5-second fuse. Each round is 6 seconds, which means it will explode upon your next turn.
Okay, I just hold my fingers in my ears then, looking at the wall.
Well, does that mean the spider frog gets to do something before it explodes?
Apparently.
Damn it!
Therein lies the problem with the timed explosive.
Whatever.
Is the
spider?
You did. Way to go, Shota!
I spider win. Frog.
You're the coolest.
With a timed explosive in its gullet, scuttles forth comes up to the edge, over the edge, and scuttles forth. Now the question is, who is it going to go after? I'm going to go top to bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, I mean, I have the most aggro, but
You're assuming it's
says
that
the tank, says the paladin.
Yeah. On the other hand, linearly, Marge is closest and has
True.
not cut off one of its fangs. Or clocked it.
Didn't I electrify its carapace or something?
Yeah, everyone's done a little bit of damage to it.
Yeah.
So it will scuttle forth towards Marge and attempt to bite it with its single fang. Now dripping with both sticker and Ricky blood. So one might call it the sticky blood. Yeah, it's a roll.
Cricket. Cricket.
So, Mother Nature, if you would like to make some sort of defensive roll, possibly
Yes, I would like to make
defense
a
plus
defensive
dodge
roll.
to get out of the way. I don't know if you have any other defensive maneuvers you would like to use.
I have acrobatics as well.
Is acrobatics better than dodge?
No, dodge is better, so I shall do the dodging. So dodge is a D8 for me, and I think my defense is a D8 as well. Yes, it is. So that's 2D8 and a D6. And I rolled a 16.
Ooh.
Good roll. Good roll.
That is exactly what you needed, because burden of breaking defensive rolls is on the attacker. The attacker rolled a 16 as well, so you managed to barely. You hear the heavy scuttling behind you, and just you get your spider sense going. Spider sense.
Mama says no.
And you mom arm the fang out of the way. Now, away from the open mouths rather, of Spider Frog and the 7 blinking eyes. And I know most spiders don't have eyelids, but this is a spider frog, and frogs have eyelids, so Spider Frog has eyelids. That is Frog's turn. Marge, you have just mom-armed.
Marge points at, at the spider frog, and after being like, no, denied, she yells, go to your room, and pointing towards the pit. And she does Nature's Wrath.
Nice.
Okay. Give me lay the attack roll on me.
My D10 loves me. That is 19.
Oh shit! All right. Yeah, that's gonna be a 7.
Oh my. Plus 12. Plus 12 on the damage. Well done.
Oh, and I rolled another 10 for my damage. Okay, so it's 13 plus 12, 25 damage.
25. That's gonna pop another 2 injury ranks.
Pop, pop.
Bob,
Mechanically
Bob.
speaking, this mini boss monster, you get the feeling, has multiple injury thresholds and can actually take multiple ranks at a single point in time.
Because it's a quadruple spider frog? Quadruple frog? Quadruple frog.
Quad frog.
Quad frog.
Quadruphibian?
Quadruphibian.
Maybe?
Quadruphibius prime.
You hope this is prime. Let's just put it that way.
Well, I hope there aren't babies either. Oh, don't laugh like that.
Is there gold inlays on it?
What? Does the spider frog have pimp teeth?
Like Warframe.
Oh God, yeah, gold
said-
inlays everywhere.
Yeah.
No. This
Okay.
is, as far as you can tell, is not.
It's not quad
At least
frog
in the
prime.
Warframe style, it is not. It is not quadrifrog.
Quadrifrog prime.
Arachnophibian. Arachnophibian. I like that.
Oh,
I like that.
arachnophibian.
It is not Arachnophibian prime. Okay.
Multiple damage thresholds. How does that even work? That's so weird.
You can have both of your ones that have broken 20 have taken off 2.
Like off of 2 different damage thresholds. Is that what it is?
Break 1, you do 1 rank. Break 2 ranks, etc.
Oh, awesome.
So if you hit it hard enough, you can take 2.
So just okay. That. Oh, I guess that was me. Oh wait.
Oh, that's
Can I
nice.
run away? So this nay. I can run away now, right? Now that I've told it to go to its room, and like
Yes, it is. It is
been
reeling.
mom boss.
It is reeling from that hit. So yes, you can flee without taking an attack or taking a sort of an opportunity attack.
Then I'm repositioning myself over here.
It reminds me of my favorite Japanese word ever because it sounds so fun. It's a simple word. It's atsui, which means hot. But it just
That should have been my name.
it just sounds so like awesomely Japanese when you scream it like that. There was a short-lived restaurant not far from my house where called Momo Sushi Noodle, but they made it a point that everyone who answered the phone would go Momo Sushi Noodle. That was the greeting. There was no Momo Sushi Noodle. How can I help you? They would just scream into the phone Momo Sushi Noodle, and then dead silence, which was amazing. They had really good tonkatsu too. Anyway, Marge is done. Back to the top of the order. Tyler, there's you now have in very, very full view the large central of the arachnophibian. Each leg probably 5 feet long per joint, and there's multiple joints. So this thing is probably, you would estimate, about 12 feet in diameter for the leg span. It dominates this. Its presence dominates the center of this room.
12 feet, huh?
For a spider?
I thought it was
there's-
8 feet.
Did I say
I
8
thought
feet?
there was an 8-foot maximum on a spider.
Did I mention an 8-foot maximum?
Not to
No,
be-
she's
That was
joking.
that was a
8 feet
spider
on a
joke. That was a
It's a
spider
spider
joke.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay, I didn't get it.
Damn it! Because I'm out of style points. I needed that one.
Cue Peanut doing the.
Okay, so it's Tyler's turn to throw down.
Tyler's turn to throw down.
So-
There's about. Sorry, go ahead.
I guess I had previously underestimated, to a small degree, the size of the total frog spider. Because at this point, because he's in close range, I thought like maybe Tyler would just like stomp up to Spider Frog and like do a personal delivery of Little Boom Boom into one of the Spider Frog's faces.
You could totally do a bowling ball shoryuken.
Like the centermost face, be like bonk.
Well, remember, you also have super jump, so a bowling ball shoryuken is totally a thing.
So okay,
that you
so
could
he
put together
does
now.
he does a massive jump of power,
Okay.
putting the force of his movement behind his arm as he punches forward with Little Boom Boom in his hand in his mightiest let me get a strike out.
Okay. So this is what's going to happen when you we're inventing the bowling ball shoryuken right now. The little boomer yuken, if you will. What's going to happen is you will be able to add your super jump die to your damage should you strike. The downside is You are in midair, suspended, spinning, of course, Ryu style. And just like Ryu, if you miss the Shoryuken, or even if you hit, you're hanging around for a split second while you come back down, twirling. The next round, you will only get a passive defense, which is going to be your defense plus your hero die. You will not get an active defense.
What's the worst that could happen?
But you may totally bowling ball Shoryuken him, should you choose. And mind you, if you break 20, you take 2 ranks off on the damage rolls. So with
I'm sure
Little
you
Boom Boom,
can.
which is if I recall is 2d6 for the bowling ball, plus a d10 for super flashy weapon skills, plus a d6 for super jump. I think it's a d6.
The super jump is only for damage, right?
Only for damage. Yeah, no, that's what I'm calculating in my head. So
My
it's 2d6
attack
for the bowling
roll.
ball.
My
Sorry, go ahead.
attack roll is a 14 with
Okay.
the maneuver.
It got a 3, a 2, and a 4 for a total of 9.
Huzzah! Okay, so that's a 5 difference. And the
You said,
damage roll, I rolled 14 as my attack roll.
yep, difference of 5. I'm going to type this up in just so it's ridiculous.
Alrighty, there are a lot of 6s here. Okay. $24 is the total damage.
Yeah, I just put that in the whiteboard there. I'm pretty sure that's what you rolled, which is a lot of a lot. A lot of a lot. 24 breaks damage threshold rank 2. Crunch, you duck down, feel the quads, get your anime going. Up, the bowling ball comes cracking, almost break the bottom jaw of the larger slod-like mouth. Sect the smaller frog off the spider frog, and you go flying up into the air, nearing the ceiling, and feel gravity lose its grip over you for a few seconds as you twirl in the silence and the echoing of your blow as Spider Frog, the arachnophibian, goes and then it blows up.
Blows up?
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, the grenade went off?
Then there's an explosion. I shouldn't say then it blows up. I should say then there's an explosion. Shota, on your sheet,
Yes.
there's
It's
2d10.
2d10.
2d10. Yeah. The thing is, that's supposed to be with the difference of an attack roll. I don't remember what you rolled for your athletics roll to begin with.
Oh, it was a difference of
So I think he rolled an 11 and he rolled a 10.
1 or 2. Yeah, it was like a difference of 1 or 2, whatever.
But just for fun, just to make sure, go ahead. You don't have to. This is not going to be to like it regurgitates or anything. Roll your strength or your what was it?
The stuff I rolled. The stuff I rolled.
Offense, athletics, hero. Roll it again.
11.
Just because I don't remember.
11.
I think that was the same number, honestly.
That was the same number, yeah.
Okay, now roll your 2d10.
7.
So that is an 18. All right. But you know what? It swallowed it. So roll that the d10, the 2d10 again. Because that's inside its stomach. That's going to do some...
It's going to hurt, yeah. You want me to roll it again?
Yeah. Add it to the 17.
Oh, okay. Fuck. Oh, okay. 16.
16
plus.
on top of the 17. So total of
Yeah.
33?
Yeah.
If my math correct. Okay. Yeah. Kaboom. There's a surprisingly muffled and you see everyone on the ground can see the lower part of Spider Frog's abdomen just expel out in a natural way, and spears, and there are chunks of metal that actually protrude into the ground and bounce off. Ting, 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 ting. A couple of rattles. And the spider frog is very much unhappy about that. And I shouldn't have held the mic for that. I'm sorry. Oh, the legs skitter out from beneath it and fall prone. And anyone who plays DDO knows tripping a spider is one of the most majestic things you can ever do.
Majestic.
That is a prone fucking spider right there. And it has
Woohoo!
lost its turn.
Huzzah!
Marge.
Oh, do I get my turn? I still get my turn though, right?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I am
That's
so sorry.
okay.
Yeah, it blew up at the beginning of your turn. You are correct. Shota. What do you want to do, Shota? It is prone on
Oh,
the
so
ground.
hearing the satisfied pop of my grenade go off in its stomach, I turn to see it on the ground, and a big smile will come across my face as I saunter up with my sharp ass fucking sword, and I will.
Also, just a point of order before you go into this.
Yeah.
With it being prone, you will re-roll your lowest die on each of these attacks. It
Okay.
cannot dodge, which means it's only going to get defense plus villain. You will get all of your dice. So,
Yep.
just a thought.
And may I say thank you for the grenade because I did not have my defense thingy
Are you saying I
this
should
turn. If it
use my
hadn't been
gun
able
and
to
my
attack,
sword? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm saying it's an option.
Yep. Well, I could do that. I will do that.
Also, mark off your grenade.
I did. Yeah, I took it off already.
Didn't you have 3?
No, I only had 2, so I have 1 left.
Oh, that might have been at one point.
Yeah, at one point probably. Okay, so yeah, sword first. It's and you said I could reroll the lowest.
Reroll the lowest because it is prone.
Okay. So 12 with the sword attack.
Okay. That would be a 3 on
Cool.
each defensive roll. So it's a difference of 9.
And then with the gun.
Oh, wait. I didn't get the damage for the sword.
Oh, do the sword damage first. Okay. 15 plus
Plus 9.
plus
Wow.
9.
Okay, so you just rake the blood across 3 of its remaining eyeballs and split them, spewing sticker.
Argues. And then the gun. Which I will reload the lowest. 8.
8. It got a 6.
Oh, okay. So
So a difference of 2.
3 because I rolled a 1.
Wait. Okay. It has a very low first damage threshold, but I'm sad to say that 3 does not break it.
3 does not break it. No.
So you cut through the three eyeballs, spin around, aim almost behind the back, and pull the trigger, and it scrapes along the slimy carapace, but does not actually seem to stick. Marge, the bullet flies into the wall about 8 feet from your head. All right. Frog has lost its turn. Marge, this will be the last turn of the evening before we sign it off. I like doing it at the top of the initiative order.
Well,
You have the last round.
by all means, I'm gonna nature's wrath this thing.
Okay. Give me some
Full
attack
fucking
rolls.
zarps.
Yeah.
Full
Maximum
zarpage.
zarp turn to 11.
Yeah. Why don't you just make 10s more zarpy? Zarpier.
That is an 18.
Oh, wowie.
8?
18.
Oh, 18. Okay. I was about to say 8? Okay. Because he rolled a 9. So, or it rolled a 9. So, yeah, that's going to be a difference of 9. Hit me with some pain.
All right. Aw. So that's 9 plus 9, so it's only 18.
Only 18 damage. Okay.
Didn't
Not
double damage, but
didn't
damage.
double, but certainly gave it enough to squeal a.
Send him to bed without any supper.
And at this point,
You're gonna get
floating.
your just desserts.
Oh God, Owlbear.
Oh yeah, I did do the owlbear voice. Yeah, sorry. Go
Your
ahead.
justice will be grisly. At this point, twirling, spinning around, floating down majestically in his purple jumpsuit, almost like one of those little fairy spinners that up and they twirl down like a helicopter. Strikeout comes down and lands delicately in slow motion with Small Frog, a smeared bloody smear. Smeared smear, wow. A smeared bloody mess on the top of his bowling ball.
Oh, he's gotta like do the polish thing with his chamois cloth. Gotta wipe little Boom Boom off. So he's like polishing his ball as he like kind of strategically moves over this way.
Oh no, that wasn't his turn. That was him
Oh, that's
landing.
right. That
That
wasn't
was him
him
landing.
landing. Never mind.
Yeah, from his
I
super
forgot. It
jump
was Marge's turn.
shoryuken.
Marge is gonna stay where she is.
Well, she just had her turn, and
Yeah,
but
I
that
was just
ends.
saying that whether or not she's gonna
Right,
move.
right. So that ends on that the initiative order that everyone was worried about falling asleep. I think that went okay. Hopefully, it wasn't too disturbing because this is the start.
Oh God.
Um, yeah, and that's where we'll pick up next week. Couple of injuries to Shota. Nothing
This is the
too
way he
terrible.
likes it.
Nothing too terrible.
This is
Yeah, he
this is the
got
point.
that bloody. Sorry, go ahead.
This is the point of the adventure where Marge is like, "Well, wait a second. I got carpool the kids to school tomorrow in the morning.
Oh, speaking of which,
How long is this
yeah.
gonna take? What?
Well, no one's actually looked at the clock, but I'll as we're leaving, I'll do the anime style pan away, um, as the camera focuses in on who's wearing a watch. I mean, one of y'all's got to wear a watch. I don't, so
I don't.
I'm assuming one. Yeah,
Marge usually doesn't because of the putting her hands into things. She has probably a little pin
Ricky
on.
is a
phones.
modern millennial. He's got a phone. Yeah.
Tyler has
Uh,
no idea what time it is ever.
So we'll zoom into someone's pocket, which has their phone has been activated, but not the screen has not been swiped open yet. Where it's shining the time. Um, it still says 11:04 a.m. which may have some significance because you recall you exited the sewers the first time with the the 8-winged snake at around 10 a.m. Went and did some shopping, came back, went back into the dungeon around 11 a.m. It's been a lot more than 4 minutes
Oh,
since you've entered the
MG.
dungeon.
Cha-cha-za.
Dun dun dun. So there, yeah. Spider Frog has 1, 2, 3, 4 eyes left.
He's half a spider frog now.
Or at least in his vision.
He's a spyfa.
Spifer. Tyler's got both of his eyes back.
Perception.
Yay, eyes.
And Marge has not been touched yet. So,
It's not nice to fool with Mother Nature. That's why.
it's not eyes to fool with Mother Nature.
It's not eyes to fool with Mother Nature. Worker.
And that's where we will wrap up tonight's session.
Yay, we aren't dead yet.
And we're out.
Life is great.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Things are great, guys.
I'm going to stop the recording now. So, for the purpose of recording, bye, Steve.
Bye, Steve.
See ya, Steve.
Don't
Can't wait to
die.
meet you.